Hello everyone. A very good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Am I audible now?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So, looking nice and fresh also. Great. So today's class, as we all know that we are progressing now, and day before yesterday we had conducted a orientation session also for polity purpose, right? And in that we had just briefed about how the subject is going to play a vital role as far as our prelims is concerned or mains is concerned and interview part is concerned. And I believe all of you have watched that particular class. If someone of you had missed the class, then probably, you can just go back and look at that particular class. Yes, Manu, please tell me.
Sir, what to do in class, sir, while you are teaching? We need to jot down the points or just have to listen on the class.
Certainly. When we'll use the writing pad, now some of the points you can jot down, I'll let you know. But I think the first couple of minutes we'll go with the discussion. After that, you can start taking down the points, right? Perfect. So what our idea is nothing but to provide, though I'm sure this is going to be a online platform, right, for learning, but you'll not feel as if it is online because यहाँ पे हम इसको complete interactive रखेंगे, right? And why we'll keep it interactive so that जैसे अभी मनु जी ने सवाल पूछा, तो जब भी आपको कोई query हो, कोई doubt हो, immediately you can just unmute yourself and you can start. You can raise your hand. There is option raise in hand. You can just raise your hand and you can ask your queries. तो बिल्कुल ये offline जैसा ही चलेगा और जो भी डिलीवरी हम करेंगे कंटेंट की, क्वेश्चन पेपर्स की, राइटिंग आंसर्स की, टेस्ट सीरीज की, ये सारा कुछ लाइव ही होगा एज इफ इट इज हैपनिंग इन द क्लास. ओनली डिफरेंस इज बस खाली ये फील नहीं आएगा आपको कि हम क्लासरूम में बैठे हैं, घर पे बैठ के पढ़ रहे हैं, बट अदरवाइज द होल सेटअप वुड बी लाइक ए क्लासरूम प्रोग्राम ओनली. तो एकदम निश्चिंत होकर आराम से बेझिझक होकर आप पढ़ सकते हैं और बिल्कुल वैसे ही हम बातचीत कर सकते हैं जैसे हम एक ही प्रीमाइसेस में बैठे हो. वी आर जस्ट सिटिंग अंडर वन रूफ. Otherwise, we are like far away from each other, might be 100 to 1000 kilometers away from us, each other, right? लेकिन अब ये है कि कोशिश हमारी पूरी यही रहेगी that all the students should feel so interactive that कि उन्हें लगे कि नहीं, they are actually attending a live class जैसे normally चलती है. तो today's class is like for open for all, and most likely from tomorrow day after it would be limited to our students. तो आपके पास दोनों ऑप्शन है. इफ यू वांट टू अटेंड द लाइव क्लासेस, डेफिनेटली मोस्ट वेलकम. एवरी डे विल हैव द क्लास फ्रॉम 6 to 8:30. एंड सपोज यू हैव सम एंगेजमेंट, कोई और क्लास चल रही है या फिर आप काम कर रहे हैं या यू आर engage into some or the other activity, then what you can do, you can access the recorded classes as well. मतलब वो recorded classes भी आप डाउनलोड करके देख सकते हैं, अपने पास रख सकते हैं. बट कोशिश करेंगे कि हम लाइव क्लास में रहें, ताकि लाइव क्लास में रहने के कुछ अपने बेनिफिट्स होते हैं. आपकी क्वेरीज इमीडिएटली कंसर्न हम हैंडल कर सकते हैं और कहीं भी कुछ डाउट है तो आप तुरंत पूछ सकते हैं. एंड वी डू अ लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस, एक्चुअली प्रैक्टिस इन द सेंस, जैसे मैं कई बार आपसे पढ़ाऊंगा तो फिर सवाल भी पूछूंगा. आई विल आस्क यू टू रिवाइज द थिंग एंड राइट इट बैक ऑन द पेपर. तो ये सब काम हम लाइव में ज़्यादा अच्छे तरीके से कर पाते हैं. रिकॉर्डेड में थोड़ी सी दिक्कत ये होती है कि फिर वन वे कम्युनिकेशन टाइप लगता है ना. समबडी हैज टॉट यू एंड देन प्रॉब्ली यू आर डूइंग द थिंग्स एज पर योर ओन. So we look forward to have you on board as and when we'll be starting the class, that is 6 to 8:30 in the evening. But kabhi due to some unavoidable circumstances, if it is like you're not available, don't worry for that. The session would be available for you, no doubt about it. Is that clear? Perfect. So
Yes, sir.
without wasting the time, let's start with the today's class. As already we have taken the orientation class, so I don't think so that we need to brief it again. Directly we can shoot off the topic or we can start directly with the syllabus part. कैसे हम approach करेंगे, what would be our methodology and all those things, I'll brief you about that and we can land directly with the polity syllabus. Perfect. ठीक है, तो I'll share the screen with you guys and if it is visible, just do acknowledge it and then we'll take on with the session. Is it visible to you guys?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Now, I believe that you have watched the previous session. If not, then also nothing to worry, because you can see that class that is available on YouTube also. So from there also you can watch it. And as I've told you, that directly will start with the syllabus. So what we are going to do is nothing but we are going to start with our topic, that is polity and constitution part. So we'll start with the polity and constitution. Obviously, by default, the governance part is also added into it. So in short, you can say we'll go with PCG, that is polity, constitution and governance. तो ये PCG शॉर्ट वर्ड हम यूज करते रहेंगे, बार बार पॉलिटी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन और गवर्नेंस लिखने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. बट जैसे कि पिछली क्लास में आई हैड ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू कि क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है इसका. तो जस्ट अ क्विक रिकैप इन अ मिनट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एग्जैक्टली व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू गेट आउट ऑफ इट. तो जब हम इन 3 टॉपिक्स की बात करते हैं, इन 3 सब्जेक्ट्स की बात करते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली तीनों स्टेज में इसका क्या रेलेवेंस है. मतलब पॉलिटी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन और गवर्नेंस पढ़ने के बाद एज अ स्टूडेंट व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट आई एम गोइंग टू गेट इन प्रीलिम्स, व्हाट इज द एडवांटेज आई विल हैव इन द मेंस, एंड व्हाट इज द कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस विल हैव इन द इंटरव्यू. तो अगर इस तीनों सब्जेक्ट या फिर तीनों कंपोनेंट की बात करें एक ही सब्जेक्ट की, तो फॉर प्रीलिम्स वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग अराउंड 9 to 10 क्वेश्चंस ऑन अ लोअर साइड, 15 to 16 questions on a higher side. Each question is for 2 marks. तो आप कह सकते हैं 18 से लेके 20 मार्क्स तक प्रीलिम्स में मिनिमम इतना हमें मिलना चाहिए. अदरवाइज 30 to 32 marks worth question we'll get in prelims. Similarly, when we talk about mains, then in mains we are going to have around 70 to 90 marks worth question, ठीक है, on a lower side, 120 to 130 marks questions on a higher side. तो काफी अच्छा कंट्रीब्यूशन है इसका. अगर हम बात करें मेंस की, जो कि पेपर 2 का पार्ट है हमारा, और फिर पर्सनैलिटी टेस्ट की बात करें, तो वी अज्यूम दैट 3 to 4 क्वेश्चंस हमें मिल सकते हैं बेस्ड अपॉन इसमें अगर कोई रिसेंट डेवलपमेंट्स हुई हैं, करंट अफेयर्स से रिलेटेड कोई पार्ट हुआ है, तो फिर ऑब्वियसली वी आर गोइंग टू गेट 3 to 4 क्वेश्चन. जैसे अभी हम बात करें तो जो हमारा SIR का एक्सरसाइज चल रहा है, डिलिमिटेशन के बारे में इश्यूज थे पहले, सेंसस हमारा अपडेट होगा, डेटा आएगा उसका, तो ये कुछ हॉट टॉपिक्स हो सकते हैं, रिसेंट टॉपिक्स हो सकते हैं, जिसमें हम उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि अगर हमारा अगले साल इंटरव्यू उसके अगले साल है तो कुछ क्वेश्चंस उसमें से हमें मिल जाए. तो ओवरऑल आप अगर देखेंगे तो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू गेट, ठीक है, आफ्टर स्टडिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट. अब सवाल ये है कि हमारा जर्नी कैसा होगा, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू कंप्लीट इट. सो रफली अगर हम देखें तो दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉड्यूल वी आर गोइंग टू टेक अप फॉर नियरली 150 to 175 आवर्स. तो काफ़ी बड़ा मॉड्यूल है और काफ़ी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग भी है. हमने जानबूझकर टाइम एक्स्ट्रा भी रखा हुआ है, बिकॉज in general institution what we get is around less than 100 hours class, 70 hours, 80 hours to complete polity. Here we have kept it almost double so that we can have the exclusive coverage of all the aspect. ठीक है, तो जितने भी इसमें एस्पेक्ट हैं वो हम सब कवर करें. कवरेज इन द सेंस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू सिलेबस. आफ्टर द कवरेज विल डू द कंसोलिडेशन पार्ट. So when we talk about the consolidation, that means we'll make you remember all these things, whatever we had studied, and then the revision part. The revision will take writing it back on the paper and comfortable enough in solving all the questions, जिसको हम popularly CCR strategy कहेंगे, coverage, consolidation and revision strategy. तो ये हमारी चलती रहेगी. अब पिछली क्लास में भी मैंने आपसे बताया था, आई टोल्ड यू दैट जब भी हम कोई टॉपिक लेंगे पॉलिटी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड गवर्नेंस से, तो हमारा अप्रोच जो होगा 3-fold होगा. उसी टॉपिक को प्रीलिम्स, मेंस और इंटरव्यू पर्सपेक्टिव, तीनों पर्सपेक्टिव से पढ़ना. यानी तीनों पर्सपेक्टिव का मतलब यहाँ पे है वी हैव टू स्टडी दैट टॉपिक फ्रॉम द फैक्चुअल पर्सपेक्टिव पीटी के लिए, देन सब्जेक्टिव फॉर मेंस एंड करंट रिलेटेड ओरिएंटेड फॉर इंटरव्यू. तो तीनों ही अप्रोच, और वो धीरे धीरे जैसे आप क्लासेस करेंगे you'll get to know or you'll get to understand कि नहीं ठीक है, we are moving comfortably, या हर एंगल से इस टॉपिक को हम कवर कर रहे हैं ताकि कोई भी कोना जो है वो हमारा छूटे ना. That means none of the areas are untouched as far as coverage of this particular thing is concerned. तो जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि ये बातें हमने की थी when we have done the last session, जो कि हमने लाइव ही किया था, ठीक है, तो उसमें ये सारी बातें बताई भी थी. So there is no point in repeating this. अब आज की क्लास का एजेंडा क्या है, दैट फ्रॉम टुडे ऑनवर्ड्स वी आर गोइंग टू एक्चुअली स्टार्ट विद द सिलेबस. वी आर एक्चुअली लाइनिंग विद द सिलेबस, और अब हम देखते हैं हम कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे. तो मोटा मोटी ब्रीफ मैंने आपको कर दिया कि हम क्या करने वाले हैं, और लगभग 60 डेज के आसपास ये कोर्स हमारा चलेगा. तो टेंटेटिवली वी आर प्लानिंग टू हिट द ग्राउंड maybe on 3rd or 4th of January. So we are starting on 3rd November and 3rd January would be the most likely deadline. Plus or minus 1-2 दिन इसलिए हो सकते हैं कि बीच में अगर कुछ न्यू ईयर की छुट्टियां हैं या something like that goes up, तो probably 1 or 2 days holiday. Otherwise we will have classes 7 days a week, including the Sundays also. तो Sunday को आपकी क्लास भी होगी पॉलिटी की, and Sunday will have a test also. तो जो भी हम एक वीक में पढ़ेंगे, we'll make sure that on Sunday we'll take the assessment, both permutation combination में, both मतलब ऑब्जेक्टिव टेस्ट भी, प्रीलिम्स वाला भी और मेंस वाला. जैसे कि हमारी ऑप्शनल की बैच चलती है पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, तो सम स्टूडेंट्स आर देयर हु अटेंड द ऑप्शनल बैचेस आल्सो, दे हैव आइडिया व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू. बट दोज हु आर न्यू, द फर्स्ट कमर्स, न्यू कमर्स, उनके लिए मैं बता रहा हूँ कि क्या हमारा पेडागॉजी होगा. छुट्टी शायद एक्सट्रीम केस में अगर कभी लगे तो हम कर सकते हैं, अदरवाइज प्लीज फॉर नेक्स्ट 60 days पार्क योर स्लॉट कि 6 to 8:30 हमें पॉलिटी करनी ही करनी है ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. अप टू हियर आई गेस इट्स क्लियर.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Great. Now let's start with, तो हम कैसे करेंगे इसको. So obviously as I've told you that we are going to start with the polity and constitution, जिसको हम बहुत पॉपुलरली कहते हैं, प्लस विल हैव द गवर्नेंस. यानी कुल मिलाकर हमें 3 चीजें पढ़नी है. राइट. सवाल ये है इन तीनों को हम कैसे शुरू करें, विच साइकिल वी शुड गो फॉर. शैल वी स्टार्ट विद द पॉलिटी फर्स्ट और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फर्स्ट और गवर्नेंस फर्स्ट. एक बार ये हम डिसाइड कर लेते हैं, सो इट वुड बी इजी फॉर अस टू प्रोसीड. राइट. So as a student, what could be good for me? As a student, polity might be good for me to start with. So somebody say, let's say A, he says that, okay, start with polity and then go with the constitution and then go with the governance. But there is a student B who may say, no, let's start with the constitution first, then go for governance and then go for polity. तो ये cycle क्या होना चाहिए? अब those who are like aware about the subject, they know that how we are going to proceed. But those who are not aware about the subject, for them, obviously, why we are confused that पहले क्या शुरू करना चाहिए, इसका सिंपल रीजन ये है, we might not be knowing the meaning of these terms. तो पहले एक बार ये देख लेते हैं कि एक्चुअली जब हम पॉलिटी वर्ड यूज करते हैं तो what exactly we supposed to study. When we use the word constitution, what we supposed to study, and when we use the governance, what we supposed to study. तो इस पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट में अगर हम देखें, so basically when we use the term polity, right, it is nothing but a derivative, or we can say a sister discipline of a larger subject that is called political science. और political science जो है that acts as a mother discipline. ठीक है, तो आप इसे कह सकते हैं ये mother discipline है हमारे सब्जेक्ट की. political science एक ऑप्शनल भी होता है और political science का लगभग हम 10% पार्ट जो है वो पढ़ते हैं पॉलिटी में. So polity is just 10% of the mother discipline called political science. So polity can be termed as a daughter discipline, है ना, या सिस्टर डिसिप्लिन आप इसे कह सकते हैं. तो एक डॉटर डिसिप्लिन है, सिस्टर डिसिप्लिन है, बहुत छोटा सा पार्ट है पॉलिटिकल साइंस का, बट लार्जली पॉलिटी में पॉलिटिकल साइंस के एस्पेक्ट्स आपको मिलेंगे या डिराइव किया गया है उसी सब्जेक्ट से. सो स्टूडेंट्स हु आर लाइक हैविंग देयर ऑप्शनल एज PSIR, पॉलिटिकल साइंस एंड इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, या फिर पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, या फिर लॉ एज अ सब्जेक्ट अगर कोई पढ़ रहा है, या फिर जुडिशरी की तैयारी कर रहा है, तो उनको थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया होगा दैट व्हाट वी मीन बाय द पॉलिटी एंड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पार्ट. But those students who are not from that particular background, for them, what should be the case or what should be the scenario? तो एकदम छोटी सी चीज आपको समझनी है that whenever we use the term polity, it simply implies that we are going to study about some sort of arrangement. Which arrangement? Political arrangement, जिसको हम बहुत आम भाषा में कहते हैं government. That means when we say that we are studying the polity, that means what? We are actually going for what? The स्टडी ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. राइट. तो कोई कह रहा है पॉलिटी पढ़ रहे हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है? एक्चुअली हम गवर्नमेंट के बारे में पढ़ रहे हैं. अब गवर्नमेंट बहुत सुना हुआ टर्म है, कॉमन टर्म है, इट्स अ वेरी फैमिलियर टर्म, वी नो, बट क्या है गवर्नमेंट? अगर मैं आपसे 3 सवाल पूछूं, WH एंड WH, दैट इज हु, व्हाट, व्हेन, वेयर, हाउ, एटसेट्रा ऑफ गवर्नमेंट. इफ यू नो द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन, who, what, when, where, how, etc. of the government, simply it means that you know polity. Right. So polity is nothing but a synonym to the term government, but definitely there are other aspects also. Jaise when we say that I am a student of a polity, that means what? I have to encounter with certain terms. As I said, government. So I need to understand government. But government is an entity which is a part of a larger entity that is called state. तो हमें थोड़ा बहुत स्टेट के बारे में पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है. और गवर्नमेंट के कई टाइप्स होते हैं. So when we talk about government, at the union level, we have something called union government, followed by something called state government. फिर हमारे पास तो लोकल गवर्नमेंट भी है, ठीक है. तो एक टाइप तो ये हो गया कि यूनियन गवर्नमेंट क्या है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट क्या है, लोकल गवर्नमेंट क्या है. देन इन द गवर्नमेंट देयर आर एंटिटीज, इनके एलिमेंट्स होते हैं. या स्टेट है तो इसके एलिमेंट होंगे, जैसे 3 इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट्स, लेजिस्लेचर, जुडिशरी, एग्जीक्यूटिव. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में भी यही कंपोनेंट होते हैं, लेजिस्लेचर, एग्जीक्यूटिव, जुडिशरी, ठीक है. एंड सेम गोज विद द लोकल गवर्नमेंट आल्सो. प्लस वी हैव गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. तो सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया नहीं है, वी मे हैव अ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया आल्सो, वी मे हैव अ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ अमेरिका आल्सो, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ जापान आल्सो. डिफरेंट कंट्रीज हैव डिफरेंट गवर्नमेंट. तो जहां जहां गवर्नमेंट टर्म लग जाएगा, मतलब कहीं ना कहीं हम रिलेट कर रहे हैं किससे, पॉलिटी से. फिर गवर्नमेंट के बारे में, चाहे वो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हो, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हो, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट हो, क्या पढ़ना है हमें, कॉम्पोजिशन, हु आर द पीपल इन द गवर्नमेंट. सो जब हम बात करते हैं कॉम्पोजिशन की, तो कॉम्पोजिशन में ऑब्वियसली कौन लोग होंगे, कौन से इंस्टीट्यूशन होंगे. तो विल टॉक अबाउट सम इंस्टीट्यूशंस और सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. लाइक कोई भी गवर्नमेंट है तो उसमें मिनिस्ट्रीज होंगी, डिपार्टमेंट्स होंगे, ठीक है, डायरेक्टोरेट्स होंगे, विंग्स होंगी, ब्रांचेस होंगे, डिवीजन होंगे, सेक्शंस होंगे, एटसेट्रा. मतलब एलडीसी यूडीसी ऑफिसर से लेके सेक्रेटरी और मिनिस्टर तक एक पूरा स्ट्रक्चर होगा. तो उसको हम कॉम्पोजिशन कहते हैं. फिर कॉम्पोजिशन के बाद गवर्नमेंट करती क्या है, यानी उसका फंक्शन क्या है, ठीक. सो व्हाट इज कॉम्पोजिशन, व्हाट इज अ फंक्शन. जो उसमें लोग काम करते हैं, हाउ दे आर अपॉइंटेड, उनका रिमूवल कैसे हो सकता है, अपॉइंटमेंट एंड रिमूवल, पार्ट ऑफ दोस फंक्शनरीज विच आर देयर. इन सभी स्टडीज को कलेक्टिवली, अगर मैं मान लूं कि इस क्लास में सब बिगिनर हैं, कलेक्टिवली जब आप पढ़ते हैं, इसी स्टडी को हम कहते हैं पॉलिटी. एज सिंपल एज दैट. सो व्हाट इज द आंसर फॉर WH and WH, who, what, when, where, why? That is nothing but to study about the different forms of government, types of government, classification of the government, composition of the government, functioning of the government, appointment and removal of the functionaries. All these things are known as what? The study of government, or we can say in relation with our subject, study of polity. But सवाल ये है कि किसी देश में कितने प्रकार की गवर्नमेंट होगी, कौन उसका फंक्शनरी होगा, कौन से इंस्टीट्यूशन होंगे, ये सब डिसाइड किया जाता है एक रूल बुक से. तो किसी भी गवर्नमेंट को चलाने के लिए वी नीड रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस. इसका फ्रेमवर्क होना चाहिए हमारे पास. सो वी नीड टू हैव अ रूल एंड रेगुलेशंस, या सिंपल भाषा में हम कहें तो वी शुड हैव सम सॉर्ट ऑफ लॉ गवर्निंग द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, composition of the government and so on, या फिर composition of the polity. अब ये जो लॉ है, ये भी 2 तरह के होते हैं. एक तो ऐसा लॉ हो जो फंडामेंटल लॉ कहा जाता है, राइट. या सम कंट्रीज डेजिग्नेट इट एज सुप्रीम लॉ ऑफ द लैंड. या फिर इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अगर हम बात करें तो हम अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को, दैट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया इज नथिंग बट टर्म्ड एज फंडामेंटल लॉ ऑफ द लैंड और सुप्रीम लॉ ऑफ द लैंड. यानी ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है एक रूल बुक है जिसमें रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस मेंशन किए हैं या लॉज मेंशन किए गए हैं, व्हाट, टू स्ट्रक्चर द पॉलिटी ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर स्टेट, या फिर टू स्ट्रक्चर द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ द स्टेट. दैट मीन्स व्हाट, to understand the polity of a particular country or in particular government of a country, we need to understand a document, and that document is known as Constitution of India. So सवाल ये है that why Constitution of India is important, why we should study. It's not only Constitution of India, it could be Constitution of US, it could be Constitution of any other country, where that Constitution will give us the idea that what kind of polity that particular country is following. इसलिए गवर्नमेंट को समझने के लिए साथ साथ हमें क्या समझना होगा, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑल्सो. तो अब अगर हम अपने टर्म की तरफ आए, दैट whether we should go for polity or whether we should go for constitution or whether we should go for governance, हमें क्या पहले पढ़ना चाहिए. तो जायज सी बात है, 2 टर्म का मतलब समझ में आ रहा है हमें. दैट पॉलिटी की अगर हम बात करें तो कहीं ना कहीं हम गवर्नमेंट के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात करें तो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. और ये दोनों एक दूसरे के कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री, बिकॉज विद द हेल्प ऑफ रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन विल फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट, एंड देन गवर्नमेंट इज द ऑथराइज्ड टू चेंज दोज रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन. बट व्हाटएवर दे डू, व्हाटएवर द एक्शन दे टेक, right, that result of that action is nothing but known as governance. So one thing is clear, that governance will always come after the government has taken the action. And as a student, our priority would be what? Our priority would be nothing but first to study what is government, and then only we'll be able to understand what kind of action they are taking. Suppose they are taking actions in a good sense, we may say that it is leading to good governance. If bad sense, it may be leading to bad governance. So point here is what? Governance is what? Governance is nothing but is the outcome of what? Outcome of actions which are taken by the government. तो एक्शन तो बाद में ही पता चलेगा, यानी उससे पहले हमें गवर्नमेंट पढ़ना पड़ेगा. गवर्नमेंट पढ़ने का मतलब पॉलिटी पढ़ना पड़ेगा, बट पॉलिटी समझने के लिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो एक तरीका ये समझने का है कि इसको अगर हमें सीक्वेंस में रखना है, हाउ वी हैव टू स्टार्ट. तो तीनों में से हमारे पास ऑप्शन क्या बच रहे हैं? या तो हम पहले पॉलिटी पढ़ें, या तो पहले हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ें. ठीक है, यानी आइदर पॉलिटी फर्स्ट, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एट द सेकंड प्लेस, और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फर्स्ट एंड पॉलिटी एट द फर्स्ट प्लेस. Either of this, but one thing is clear that governance has to be studied at last. तो हमने भी ऐसे ही डिसाइड किया है, we'll go for the governance at the third place. अब हमारी कंफ्यूजन बचती है whether we should go for polity first और constitution first. इसको क्या करें? तो इसके लिए जैसे क्लासेस आगे शुरू होंगी तो I'll brief you about that, but only thing is what we need to understand. We need to understand that कि दोनों में से क्या शुरू करना है ये डिसाइड करेगा कि हमारी अवेयरनेस उस चीज को लेकर कितनी है, इस सब्जेक्ट को. तो हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं दैट वी आर अ बिगिनर, और एज अ बिगिनर सम ऑफ यू माइट हैड स्टडीड दिस सब्जेक्ट बिफोर, बट एज अ बिगिनर सपोज यू आर, तो किस तरह से ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, पॉलिटी, गवर्नेंस ये सब आया, आई विल ब्रीफ यू दैट डिटेल आल्सो. बट अगर एक छोटे से एग्जांपल से हम शुरू करें, तो जब हम स्टेट को बना रहे थे, व्हेन वी वर, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन, डोंट वरी. जब हम स्टेट को बनाते तो स्टेट आया कैसे? बेसिकली स्टेट एक समझौते से आया, जिसको हम कहते हैं कॉम्प्रोमाइज. ठीक है, सो ये तरह का कॉम्प्रोमाइज था, या फिर इसको हम कह सकते हैं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, एग्रीमेंट था. राइट, सो इट इज ऑल्सो नॉन द सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट थियरी कहते हैं इसको, पॉलिटिकल साइंस लैंग्वेज में, पॉलिटिकल लैंग्वेज में. और ये जो सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है वो दो लोगों के बीच में बना था. ठीक है, कौन से दो लोग? वन हु वर देयर इन द रूलिंग क्लास, जो लोग रूल करेंगे, राइट, और दूसरे वो जो रूल्ड क्लास में होंगे, यानी जिनके ऊपर शासन किया जाएगा. ठीक है, इनके बीच में एक एग्रीमेंट होता है, उस एग्रीमेंट को हम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कहते हैं, सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. और ये जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, तो जैसी बात है, ये डॉक्यूमेंट है, एक एग्रीमेंट है, एक रजिस्ट्री है टाइप थिंग. इस पे कुछ लिखा गया, टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन. क्या लिखा गया? जो लोग रूल करेंगे दे विल गेट द पावर, क्योंकि बिना पावर के रूल कैसे करेंगे, या फिर उनको अथॉरिटी दी जाएगी. सो द पीपल हु आर इन द रूलिंग क्लास दे विल एंजॉय द पावर एंड अथॉरिटी, और जो रूल क्लास है उनको दिया जाएगा राइट्स, दे विल एंजॉय द राइट्स. सो बेसिकली इट्स एग्रीमेंट बिटवीन power and authority vis-a-vis rights. So the ruling class will enjoy the power, the ruled class will enjoy the rights. और ये दोनों जब एक दूसरे से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे, वो जो डॉक्यूमेंट है, the result of this agreement, contract, compromise और document is nothing but popularly called as constitution. तो constitution basically क्या है? It's nothing but it's a social contract between two classes. जैसे we have 795 member of parliament, 545 या 790 members in parliament, 545 plus 245. अभी 795 MPs जो हैं, they are ruling over 1.4 billion people. तो basically क्या है? This 1.4 billion people and the ruling class has came to an agreement, and that agreement is known as constitution. तो इसलिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन समझना हमारे लिए थोड़ा सा ज्यादा जरूरी हो जाता है. तो अब अगर हम और फिल्टर करें तो हमारा डाउट क्लियर है, दैट एट द फर्स्ट प्लेस विल गो विद द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो हम अपनी क्लास शुरू करेंगे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से, इसके बाद विल स्टार्ट विद द पॉलिटी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द गवर्नमेंट. तो पहले कुछ क्लासेस जो होंगी हमारी वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बेस्ड होंगी, हम इसमें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की स्टडी करेंगे, बेसिक समझेंगे, और फिर उसके बाद हम गवर्नमेंट पे आएंगे कि कैसे यूनियन गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, लोकल गवर्नमेंट ये सब अरेंज की जाती हैं या फंक्शन करती हैं. तो आई होप अप टू हियर इट्स क्लियर कि इफ वी हैव टू गो अबाउट द constitution, polity and governance, out of that what we will start at the first place, right? So first place we'll start with the understanding of the document called constitution. Then after studying the constitution for a couple of days, जब हमें थोड़ी समझ आ जाए constitution की, तब हम उसका applied part use करेंगे, and that applied part is nothing but studying the polity of a country. और constitution और polity हमारा major chunk होंगे. जब ये पूरी तरह से हमें समझ में आ जाएगा, then only we'll be able to understand what is the meaning of governance. क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, पॉलिटी पढ़ने से हमें गवर्नमेंट समझ में आ जाएगी, और गवर्नमेंट जो भी एक्शन लेगी उसका आउटकम जो होगा दैट इज ओनली गोइंग टू बी टर्म्ड एज गवर्नेंस. समझ पा रहे हैं? Perfect. Now, again, one important thing. Again, I'm requesting in this class, some students or some people may be there who might be knowing the subject in advance because they might have studied in their graduation. It could be a subject of their graduation course. If it is not, they might have done some sort of self-study also. If not, then they might be a student of some optional subjects, as I've told you, like political science or maybe like public administration or law, these kind of subjects. So they might be knowing something. But our target, our concern is those students who are studying this subject for the first time, right? Those who are encountering this subject first time after their school. In school days, everybody might have studied about something about the polity part, but we know that उसको याद रखना बड़ा मुश्किल है. साल भर पहले क्या पढ़ा वो नहीं याद रहता है, तो फिर 4-5 साल पहले क्या पढ़ा वो कहाँ से याद रहेगा. तो उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे? We'll start the classes from the basics. And once you are acquainted with the basics, then we'll go step by step to the advanced level. कैसे करेंगे? Let me explain you. So with this, you'll be having a clarity that how we are going to move. So now we got to understand that yes, we are going to actually start with constitution, right? अब जब हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को पढ़ने की कोशिश करेंगे तो जाहिर सी बात है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कुछ लोगों के हिसाब से बहुत टेक्निकल डॉक्यूमेंट है, बहुत लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट है, बट अल्टीमेटली है तो एक डॉक्यूमेंट है ना. सो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज व्हाट विल कंपेयर दिस एज सिंपल एज दैट, जस्ट लाइक अ बुक. अब फॉर एनी स्टूडेंट, they might have read the books. You all have read 10 plus 2 plus 3. If you are a graduate, then definitely you all had some or the other books read in your school days, college days, university exams and all those things. So जैसे आपने किताब पढ़ी है, बिल्कुल आपको assume करना that constitution is also just like a book. And if you study like a book, it becomes so simple that the constitution would be somewhat like that same book what we had studied in the past. बस उसको समझने का तरीका हमारा थोड़ा बेहतर होना चाहिए और कुछ नहीं. तो जब भी हम कोई किताब पढ़ते हैं, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल वी आर रीडिंग एनी बुक, ठीक है, सबसे पहले हमें किताब में क्या मिलता है? द मोमेंट वी गो टू द बुक शॉप एंड ट्राई टू बाय अ बुक, विल गेट अ कवर पेज. कवर पेज मतलब हम बाहर से बुक का कवर पेज देखेंगे एंड वी मे गेट सम आइडिया दैट व्हाट दिस बुक इज ऑल अबाउट. जैसे कवर पेज पे हमने देखा, ठीक है, कि फॉर एग्जांपल वी गॉट अ कवर पेज जहाँ पे बहुत सारे माउंटेन्स बने हैं, रिवर्स बनी हुई हैं, बहुत सारे पेड़ पौधे बने हुए हैं. तो वी मे हैव अ गेस कि चलो ठीक है, दिस बुक माइट बी समथिंग व्हिच इज रिलेटेड विद ज्योग्राफी और एनवायरनमेंट काइंड ऑफ थिंग. कोई बुक देखी हमने, उसमें बहुत सारे ट्रायंगल बने हैं, सर्कल बने हैं, स्क्वायर्स बने हैं, कुछ फॉर्मूलेज लिखे हैं, इंटीग्रेशन का साइन बना है, डेरिवेटिव्स बने हैं, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री के कुछ टर्म साइन थीटा कॉस थीटा लिखे हैं. तो शायद इससे हमें ये आइडिया लग जाए कि ठीक है, अच्छा ये कुछ मैथमेटिक्स या स्टैटिस्टिक्स से रिलेटेड बुक हो, राइट. या फिर हमने कोई किताब ली जिसमें कुछ, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल लॉन्च व्हीकल्स बने हुए हैं, ठीक है, देयर इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ सैटेलाइट्स, या फिर आप कुछ कह सकते हैं कि सैटेलाइट्स जैसे कुछ इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स दिखाए हुए हैं, ऑर्बिट्स बने हुए हैं, स्पेस की बात की जा रही है. तो हो सकता है हम कह सकते हैं कि ये साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड कोई किताब होगी. तो कवर पेज देखने से हमें थोड़ा सा आइडिया लग जाता है कि ठीक है यार, ये बुक इज ऑल अबाउट और इट मे बी अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग, ठीक है. उसी तरह जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ेंगे तो सबसे पहली चीज क्या पढ़ेंगे हम, या क्या देखेंगे? विल लुक एट द कवर पेज. क्या है वो कवर पेज? विल सी, ठीक है. एकदम जैसे किताब पढ़ते हैं वैसे इसको पढ़ना है. कवर पेज पढ़ा हमने, वी मूव्ड ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पेज. अब नेक्स्ट पेज पे हम चले गए तो क्या मिला हमें? व्हाट वी गॉट एट द नेक्स्ट पेज. तो जब भी हम कोई बुक लेते हैं, नेक्स्ट पेज पे क्या होगा? नेक्स्ट पेज पे इट कुड बी रिलेटेड विद what preface of the book, right? या फिर कोई ऑथर्स नोट हो सकता है, दिस बुक इज डेडिकेटेड टू सो एंड सो एंड सो, ठीक है. या फिर पब्लिशर नोट हो सकता है अबाउट द एडिशन, पब्लिकेशन एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, प्राइस टैग्स एंड सो ऑन. तो बेसिकली हमें कवर पेज के बाद ये प्रेफेस देखना पड़ता है, राइट. वंस वी गो फॉर द कवर पेज, देन वी विल बी एनकाउंटरिंग आइदर ऑफ दीज थिंग्स. अब अगर यही किताब हमारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है तो क्या मिलेगा हमें? बेसिकली इफ इट इज अ बुक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, जो इसका प्रेफेस है, ऑथर नोट्स है, उसी को हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल लैंग्वेज में प्रीएम्बल कहते हैं, यानी प्रस्तावना. सो विल स्टडी अबाउट द प्रीएम्बल. एकदम एकदम अलाइन करना है जैसे हम किसी भी किताब को पढ़ते हैं. तो आफ्टर द कवर पेज विल कम टू द पार्ट दैट इज नथिंग बट नोन एज प्रीएम्बल ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. अब प्रेफेस कंप्लीट करने के बाद क्या होगा, विल मूव फर्दर, वी मे गेट द इंडेक्स, किताब का हमें इंडेक्स मिलेगा। अब इंडेक्स में क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं, तो इट मे स्टार्ट विद द सीरियल नंबर 1 2 3 4 एंड सो ऑन। फिर हो सकता है टॉपिक्स या यूनिट्स के नाम दिए हों, है ना, चैप्टर 1 चैप्टर 2 चैप्टर 3 एंड सो ऑन। फिर इसमें सब यूनिट्स जो उसके बारे में लिखा हो, राइट। तो सब यूनिट्स में चैप्टर 1 में 3 यूनिट है, मान लो A B C, फिर उनका करस्पॉन्डिंग पेज नंबर लिखा हो, पेज नंबर 1 to 9, 10 to 18, 19 to 27, इस तरह से पूरा एक इंडेक्स मिल जाएगा। तो जब हम किसी किताब को खरीदते हैं तो उस पूरे इंडेक्स को देखते हैं कि भाई ठीक है, इससे हमें पता चलता है कि सिलेबस क्या है। एग्जैक्टली इतने ही सीधे तरीके से कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का भी इंडेक्स डिफाइन है। जैसे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के इंडेक्स में हमें 3-4 चीजें मिलेंगी। सबसे पहले क्या मिलेगा, पार्ट। पार्ट के बाद हमें क्या मिलेगा, चैप्टर्स। चैप्टर्स के बाद हमें क्या मिलेगा, आर्टिकल्स, राइट। यानी हमें 3 चीजें पढ़नी है, पार्ट्स, चैप्टर्स, आर्टिकल्स, ठीक। जस्ट लाइक दिस इंडेक्स, पेज नंबर नहीं होता है यहाँ पे, तो आप इसको आर्टिकल की तरह समझ सकते हैं। नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस, कैसे क्लासीफाई किया है, तो जैसे पार्ट्स की अगर हम बात करें तो ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज 1 to 22 पार्ट्स, ठीक है। अब किसी पार्ट में एक चैप्टर हो सकता है, किसी में 2 हो सकता है, किसी में 1 भी नहीं हो सकता है, किसी में 4 हो सकता है, डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि वो पार्ट कितना बड़ा है और उससे करस्पॉन्डिंग आर्टिकल्स। जैसे हम पार्ट 1 की बात करें तो U by A मीन्स अंडर आर्टिकल 1 to 4, पार्ट 2 की बात करें तो अंडर आर्टिकल 5 to 11, पार्ट 3 की बात करें तो अंडर आर्टिकल 12 to 35, इस तरह से चलते जाएगा। और हर एक पार्ट का एक टाइटल होगा। पार्ट 1 की अगर हम बात करें तो स्टार्ट्स विथ यूनियन एंड इट्स टेरिटरी, पार्ट 2 की बात करें तो सिटीजनशिप, पार्ट 3 की बात करें तो फंडामेंटल राइट्स। बिल्कुल इस तरह से एकदम सिस्टमैटिकली क्लासीफाई करके दिया होगा। और कहाँ तक जाना है हमें, वी हैव टू गो अप टू 22 पार्ट्स। अब 25 पार्ट्स हैं क्योंकि कुछ चेंजेस हुए। उसी तरह आर्टिकल्स की बात करें तो वी हैव टू गो अप टू 395 आर्टिकल्स, बट नाउ वी हैव मोर देन 440 प्लस आर्टिकल्स। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारी किताब है जिसमें 25 पार्ट दिए हैं, आप कह सकते हैं यूनिट्स दिए हैं। इसमें कुछ यूनिट्स में 2 चैप्टर हैं, कुछ में 1 है, कुछ में 1 भी नहीं है। और टोटल जो आर्टिकल्स पढ़ने हैं हमें वो लगभग 450 के आसपास पढ़ने हैं। यही हमारा टारगेट है जब हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात करते हैं। लेकिन जो किताब मैं खरीदने गया था दुकान पे, क्या उसमें इतनी ही चीजें थी या इससे ज्यादा भी कुछ थी? तो इसमें एक लास्ट चीज हमें मिली, वो क्या था, ग्लॉसरी। कुछ ऐसे टर्म्स है जिनका एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया हुआ था, एंड में था अपेंडिसेस, ठीक है, मिसलेनियस टर्म्स या फिर रेफरेंस या रेफरेंसेस। इस तरह से हमें हर किताब के चैप्टर में एंड में मिल जाता है। कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में भी बिल्कुल वैसा ही है। ये मेजर चीजें, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल पार्ट्स खत्म करने के बाद, चैप्टर्स और आर्टिकल्स खत्म करने के बाद, क्या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कोई ऐसी चीज है जो बाद में पढ़नी है? बिल्कुल पढ़नी है। जो बाद में पढ़नी है उसी को हम कहते हैं स्केड्यूल। तो कुछ स्केड्यूल्स हैं कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में। ओरिजिनल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में 8 स्केड्यूल थे, अब 12 है। अमेंडमेंट्स, तो जब कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना तो एक भी अमेंडमेंट नहीं था, लेकिन पहले अमेंडमेंट से स्टार्ट हुआ और अब हमारे पास 100 प्लस अमेंडमेंट्स या 106 अमेंडमेंट अभी तक हुए, उनके बारे में पढ़ने। प्लस इन अमेंडमेंट से रिलेटेड कुछ केसेस होते हैं जिनको हमें देखना होता है कि किस केस की वजह से, किस रीजन की वजह से अमेंडमेंट हुआ था, दैट थिंग वी डू। तो इसको हम लास्ट में रख सकते हैं, जैसे ग्लॉसरी को रखते हैं, रेफरेंसेस को रखते हैं, ठीक है, वैसे ही कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में हम स्केड्यूल, अमेंडमेंट्स और केसेस को रख सकते हैं। यानी इन अ नटशेल अगर हम देखें तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कोई हवा नहीं है, इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल डॉक्यूमेंट। बस हमें उसे पढ़ने का तरीका सही से पता होना चाहिए। और तरीका क्या है? व्हेन वी रीड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, सिंपल, रीड इट लाइक अ बुक। सबसे पहले किससे स्टार्ट करना है? प्रीएम्बल से। तो अगर हम इसको समराइज करें तो प्रीएम्बल इज नथिंग बट जस्ट लाइक द प्रीफेस। फिर हमें किससे स्टार्ट करना है? पार्ट से। और जैसे मैंने बताया, जैसे जैसे हम जाएंगे पार्ट 1, करस्पॉन्डिंग उसका टाइटल देखेंगे, ठीक है, जो टाइटल है वो है यूनियन टेरिटरी, आर्टिकल देखेंगे 1 to 4। सिमिलरली जब पार्ट 2 में जाएंगे तो उसका टाइटल है सिटीजनशिप, आर्टिकल्स हैं 5 to 11, एकदम सिंक्रोनाइज मैनर में है। पार्ट 3 में जाएंगे, टाइटल है फंडामेंटल राइट्स, आर्टिकल्स हैं 12 to 35। पार्ट 4 में जाएंगे, टाइटल है डीपीएसपी, आर्टिकल है 36 to 51। तो आप देख सकते हैं एकदम सिस्टमैटिकली अरेंज किया हुआ है और इसी क्रोनोलॉजी में हमें आगे बढ़ना है। जब एक बार ये पार्ट हम खत्म कर लेंगे then will come into, या in between हम connect करते रहेंगे किससे, what, schedule से, ठीक है, in between हम connect करते रहेंगे किससे, amendment से, और जैसे ही amendments और schedule हम पढ़ेंगे, obviously we have to study about the case also or cases also, ठीक है. इसी समराइज्ड वे अप्रोच को हम कहते हैं टू स्टडी द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. और पहले कपल ऑफ क्लासेस में वी आर गोइंग टू टेक दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग एज आवर स्टडी प्लान. जब हम पार्ट 4 कंप्लीट कर लेंगे एंड व्हेन विल कम टू पार्ट 5 जो है वहां से हमारी पॉलिटी शुरू होगी, यानी विल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द गवर्नमेंट, क्योंकि पार्ट 5 टॉक्स अबाउट यूनियन गवर्नमेंट, पार्ट 6 टॉक्स अबाउट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, पार्ट 9 टॉक्स अबाउट लोकल गवर्नमेंट. तो हमें ये क्लब करना होगा. फिर हम पार्ट 11-12 में जाएंगे जहां पे हम सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशन पढ़ेंगे. तो इस तरह से हम अपने टॉपिक्स को बिल्ड करते जाएंगे. यहां तक बात समझ में आ रही है आप लोगों को? आर यू एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड अप टू हियर? यस,
Yes, sir.
दिस इज गोइंग टू बी आवर अप्रोच हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टेक ऑन विद द क्लासेस. लेकिन एज आई टोल्ड यू इन द बिगिनिंग कि इट इज पॉसिबल दैट सम स्टूडेंट्स माइट बी स्टडीइंग दिस सब्जेक्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. ठीक है, और जब कोई भी विषय, कोई भी सब्जेक्ट व्हेन वी स्टडी इट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, right, then we may encounter we may encounter some difficulties in understanding that subject. Why that happens? Because every subject have its own language, and when we study it for the first time there might be a difficulty in understanding that particular language because we are not familiar with. Let's say if you are a person who is person who knows Hindi as a mother tongue or maybe English, right? But if I ask you or explain you the things in Tamil, Telugu, right, it might be difficult for you. If you know Tamil, Telugu, if I start, speaking to you in Garo, Khasi, Jayanti or Naga language, you might not be able to understand. If you understand those, Naga, Manipuri kind of language, if I speak Bhojpuri, you might not be able to understand. This happens with all the subject because all the subject have their own particular set of vocabulary and we need to get familiar with it. Just like suppose when we started reading or learning English, obviously we started with ABCD. Then we started with making or framing of the words. Then we started creating the sentences. Then we went for the grammatical part. So gradually we went on. Right? हर सब्जेक्ट की अपनी एक भाषा होती है जिसे हमें थोड़ा समझना पड़ता है. पॉलिटी के साथ भी यही दिक्कत है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के साथ भी यही दिक्कत है. बिकॉज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज व्हाट? अ सॉर्ट ऑफ book which uses certain legal terms and we might not be aware about those terms. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So here before I have a two choice. Let's say my student, if he or she knows the basics, directly we can start with what? The syllabus called preamble. But if that student is a beginner, right, studying the polity first time or studying the constitution for first time, and if I take him directly here or take her directly here, he or she might not be able to understand. So before entering into this document so-called constitution, what we need to do for the basic understanding, especially for a beginner, we'll start with making him or her understand some basic concepts associated with this particular subject or topic called constitution. Now, what could be those basic concepts? So as I told you, I'll get back to this page. When we talk about a book, and as I said, every book has its own language, right? So let's say some examples and then try to understand. If I use the language, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, theta, pi, etc. Can you tell me what kind of book I'm talking about?
Maths.
Science.
Science. So it could be related with mathematics or science. Very easily you got it. If I talk about a term, for example, let's say fiscal deficit, primary deficit, balance of payment, commercial loans, borrowings, or budget. Can you tell me what subject I'm talking about?
Economics.
If I ask about, let's say, ancient, medieval, modern, contemporary, world, primitive, etc., then
History.
History.
in situ, ex situ, right? Leeward side, windward side, vegetation, climate, Which subject I'm talking about?
Geography and environment.
Geography or environment. So I think by this, how come you are able to understand that this is the subject I'm talking about?
We
Because
know the language.
vocabs, because of these languages used, these words used in the subject. Similarly, if I talk about some terms, let's say for example, de facto, right? Double jeopardy, primus inter pares, right? Or I will say ex post facto or ipso facto. Can you tell me which subject I'm talking about?
Polity, sir.
Yes. Now I'm talking about polity and constitution because these are the terms which we are going to encounter when we study the polity. Are you getting it or not? Why? Because these are the vocabs of polity. If I talk about the terms like, we generally relate with the government. For example, let's say nation, state, citizen, secular, sovereign, democratic. What kind of terms or vocab or which type of subject I'm talking about? So here we can see that we are talking about a subject which is called as polity and constitution. Yes or no? So
Yes.
in basic concept, what we are going to do in basic concept, first we are going to make you understand these basic terminology. Because unless you're not familiar with those basic words, when we dive deeper into the constitution, like studying preamble or part 1, part 2, all these terms come. If I say preamble, sovereign, secular, socialist, democratic, republic, most of us might not be able to see. We all have heard those terms, but we do not know the meaning of that term. Union and its territory. What is the difference between union and territory? Citizenship. So is there someone called non-citizen? Who is an alien? Who is a foreigner? Who is a non-citizen? Who is a migrant? Who is a refugee? They all are a part of population, right? But citizen is a very specific term which is used in constitution. Like that, what we'll do for a beginner, just to make him or her comfortable enough to understand polity in future, what we'll do, first we'll try to explain them these basic terms. What is the meaning of nation? What do we mean by the term when we use the state, the government, the population, the territory, the sovereignty, secular, socialist, fraternity, integrity. Many terms are there, right? We'll understand the meaning of these terms. Then only we may be in a position to touch this book. But after understanding these basic terms, are we in a position to go here directly? Yes, we may, but we will not. Why? Because after that also there are a couple of things which we need to understand. What are those things? Let's try to understand. So first, we'll encounter ourselves with understanding of this basic term. And while explaining the basic term, I'll give you a relative comparison also. How nation is different from state, how state is different from government. If the question is to compare between the nation and state, am I in a position to do that? If the question is to compare between state and government, am I able to do it? So that thing we need to fix first. Once we are done with basic concepts, right? Or let's say we'll put it like starting with level 1. So at the level 1, we are actually dealing with the terms like nation, state, government, and so on. What we'll do in the level 2? In the level 2, we are not going to jump directly to the document called constitution. ऐसा नहीं कि level 1 हमने पढ़ा और सीधे फिर आ गए to start with the preamble. No. Or to start with the union and territory, जैसा कि नॉर्मली कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशंस में होता है. नहीं, यहाँ पे अगर पढ़ना है तो हमें सब कुछ पढ़ना, डिटेल में पढ़ना है, इतना अच्छे से पढ़ना है कि कोई भी क्वेश्चन आए तो हम ब्लफ ना करें. तो सिंस आई हैव टू स्टडी दिस सब्जेक्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, ये उसका सिलेबस है. preamble, UT, citizenship, this is the syllabus. But without understanding the overall book, I'm not going to understand the units of it. मुझे उस सब्जेक्ट का एसेंस तो पता हो, फिजिक्स क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं, ज्योग्राफी क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ, पढ़ूंगा तो क्या पता चलेगा मुझे. So if I'm studying geography, I'm sure I should have the idea that I'll be able to understand about the physical division of India. I'll be able to see the climatical division or human geography, social geography, बहुत सारे उसके एस्पेक्ट हैं, ओशनोग्राफी, ये सब पढ़ूंगा. तो उसी तरह कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जब मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ तो सबसे पहले मुझे पता होना चाहिए what exactly the constitution is. इस शब्द का मतलब क्या होता है. So constitution. इससे related terms, let's say constitutionalism. So how constitution and constitutionalism is different. Then framing or making of the constitution. एक body के बारे में पढ़ेंगे जिसका नाम है Constituent Assembly. किसने बनाया? Basically what I'm trying to tell you. First I'll make you comfortable in understanding these three questions and their answer. Who, what, when, where, why, how of the constitution. Who made the constitution? Why it was made? When it was made? Where it was made? Right? Etc. So Constituent Assembly ने बनाया. अब Constituent Assembly में कौन लोग थे? तो उनका composition क्या था? Right? How they had functioned? Working क्या थी उनकी? Right? काम करते वक्त they had faced certain challenges. So what were the challenges they faced while making the constitution? If they faced the challenges, obviously they might have found out some solutions. So what could be those solutions and suggestions? Then once they made, they had also subjected to certain criticism. So if we give the criticism, we must know the defending arguments, that is appraisal. क्योंकि यूपीएससी में क्वेश्चन तो किसी भी एंगल से आ सकता है, right? And then the conclusion. So if I study about making of the constitution, I'll cover all these aspects in the level 2. तो अब आपको दो बातें पता चल जाएंगी. एक, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जो बेसिक टर्म्स हैं उसका मतलब पता चल जाएगा, और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन खुद एक डॉक्यूमेंट की तरह क्या है, व्हाट इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, है ना, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनलिज्म क्या होता है, ये सारी बातें पता चल जाएंगी. तो अब मेरा जो स्टूडेंट है, जो एक बिगिनर था या थी, नाउ ही अंडरस्टैंड सम बेसिक टर्मिनोलॉजी, दैट इज वोकैबुलरी, प्लस ही और शी आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड some basic information about this holy book called Constitution. Now, is that student is in a position to directly go for the preamble? Level 2 पढ़ लिया और फिर preamble पे switch कर सकते हैं? अभी भी answer is no, because there is one more level called level 3. यानी basic concept में 3 level होंगे, और 3 level पार करने के बाद हम जाएंगे last level पे, जिसको हम कहेंगे advanced level. Advanced level मतलब we'll start with the preamble topic. अब लेवल 3 क्या है? तो लेवल 3 हमें ये समझना होगा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन किसके लिए बना है. तो ऑब्वियसली दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज बीन मेड फॉर इंडिया, अगर हम अपने देश की बात करें, या फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया का तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए, यानी इट हैज बीन मेड फॉर स्टेट. ऑब्वियसली इट विल प्रोवाइड अ कैरेक्टरिस्टिक टू द स्टेट. किस तरह का स्टेट दे रहा है हमें, वेदर इट इज गिविंग अ व्हाट ऑटोक्रेटिक स्टेट, वेदर इट इज गिविंग अस अ डेमोक्रेटिक स्टेट, वेदर इट इज प्रोवाइडिंग अ डिक्टेटरशिप काइंड ऑफ रूल, और वेदर इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट डेमोक्रेसी. हमें ये देखना होगा कि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से हमें मिल क्या रहा है. और अगर हम मान लेते हैं, जैसे वी ऑल नो दैट इट प्रोवाइड्स अ डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप फॉर इंडिया एज अ स्टेट, तो फिर डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप में भी तो बहुत सारे सेटअप हैं. जो कंट्रीज फेडरल हैं वो भी तो डेमोक्रेटिक हैं. तो क्या इंडिया एक फेडरल कंट्री है? द कंट्री विच इज फॉलोइंग प्रिंसिपल ऑफ यूनियन. फर्स्ट आर्टिकल विल से इंडिया दैट इज भारत शैल बी ए यूनियन. सो व्हाट इज यूनियन, हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम फेडरेशन. और पॉलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट है, कॉन्फेडरेशन भी एक पॉलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट है, यूनिटरी भी एक पॉलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट है. कुछ लोग कहते हैं इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्वासी फेडरल है, ये भी एक पॉलिटिकल अरेंजमेंट है. तो एग्जैक्टली हम हैं क्या? हम फेडरेशन हैं, हम यूनियन हैं, हम कॉन्फेडरेशन हैं, हम यूनिटरी हैं, हम क्वासी फेडरल हैं. दिस पार्ट ऑल्सो वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड सीरियसली. दैट मीन्स व्हाट, एट लेवल 3 we'll try to understand the nature, feature and characteristic of the state given by what? Given by the document called constitution. और जब ये क्लैरिटी हो जाएगी, तब हर स्टूडेंट, whether he or she is a beginner or he or she is having that background, right? What they will do, they will be in a position to understand preamble, union territory, citizenship, etc. in a very smooth manner. It will not affect any of us, or our student, that whether he is from political science or not, whether she is from law background or not, whether she is, or he is from judicial background or not. It would be same for everyone. And that would be the beauty, where everyone would be brought at the same platform so that they have a ease of understanding as far as the document called constitution is concerned. यहां तक समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? कोई कंफ्यूजन, कोई प्रॉब्लम? तो अगर मैं इसको समराइज करूं कि हमारा अप्रोच क्या होगा सिलेबस को लेकर, हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोसीड. So now let's put it in a very simple way. What is that simple way? The simple way is, first we are going to deal with the document called constitution, right? और हमारा जो end है, that is to start with the preamble, then go for union territory, then go for citizenship and so on. ये actual component है सिलेबस का जो हमें पढ़ना है. बट यहाँ तक पहुँचने के लिए उससे पहले क्या करना है हमें? फर्स्ट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक एस्पेक्ट्स. और बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट्स में हम 3 लेवल पे पढ़ेंगे. पहला लेवल क्या है? लेवल 1 इज अबाउट अंडरस्टैंडिंग द टर्म्स लाइक नेशन, स्टेट, गवर्नमेंट एंड सो ऑन. लेवल 2 is like understanding the document, constitution, then constitutionalism, then constituent assembly, and so on. Or for level 3 pe, we are going to 5th class onwards, you will be here. So that would be our timeline where we are going to move. But while doing all this topic, whether it's related with the basic concept or it's related with any other thing, what we need to remember? We need to remember that we are going to take it from 3 perspectives: prelims, mains, and interview. So that is what is going to be our approach. I hope up to here the things are clear. Now, so far now, if you have any queries, any confusion, anything you would like to ask, you can ask. If not, then we can go ahead with our first topic.
Sir, in syllabus copy, till how much we will complete, sir? You will include social justice also, sir. Yeah. You will in this course social justice also included, sir.
No, social justice would not be a part of it, but governance would be a part of it. Polity, constitution, and governance part will take.
Okay, sir. Means in syllabus copy, the role of NGO, SH is that is also covered, sir.
Yes. The role of NGO, civil society, pressure group. Up to there, we have a syllabus called governance, right?
Yes, sir.
So up to there, we'll cover.
Then e-governance, that is given in the last.
E-governance is also a part of governance.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Anything else? Anybody would like to ask? Yes or no?
No, sir.
इतने दुखी क्यों लग रहे हो? अभी तो शुरू किया है. अभी तो पूरे 60 दिन झेलना है ना. 60 days you have to bear. परेशानी हो रही है या नहीं समझ में आ रहा है?
No, sir.
समझ आ रहा है. So what about newspaper? Do you need to read the newspaper?
Yeah, obviously we have to read the newspaper, but after understanding a bit of polity, then only go for reading the newspaper. Otherwise it might be difficult, to understand the news directly. If something comes up to the news, it is always connected with the basic also. So once you understand the basic, then the news would be like what? I mean, a couple of days before we have uploaded a video called Right to Die. Now, those people who understand what is right to life, it would be a cakewalk for them to understand right to die. But those who haven't read Article 21 or, the fundamental rights, for them, obviously they will understand, but it would be very difficult for them to understand, to relate with the previous things. That how right to die is, a part of Article 21, or first they have to understand what is right to life, then what is personal liberty, then procedure established by law, then due process of law, then couple of cases, and then they can go for understanding the right to die. So it's just that difference. If you're clear with the basics, it's always advisable to read the current affairs. If not, first try to fix your current affair parts and then jump to the, first you try to fix your static part and then try to jump to the current affair part.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear? Any other thing anyone would like to ask?
No, sir.
All clear?
Yes.
हाँ.
Yes, sir.
थोड़ी देर बाद जब मैं पूछूंगा और नहीं बताओगे तब मैं बताऊंगा ऑल क्लियर है, क्रिस्टल क्लियर है, या बिल्कुल एब्सोल्यूट क्लैरिटी है. आपने जो भी पढ़ा है सब एकदम साफ है सर, कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा है बीच में. हाँ, सब सर के ऊपर से जा रहा है ना. राइट. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होगा. एंड ट्रस्ट मी, मतलब व्हेन वी हैव स्टार्टेड दिस इनिशिएटिव वी हैड अ लॉट ऑफ बैक होम एक्सरसाइज वी हैव डन, और हमारी पूरी कोशिश यही है. और बहुत सिंपल सा टारगेट हमने रखा है, बहुत बड़ा नहीं, बहुत इम्पॉसिबल टू इमेजिन टाइप टारगेट नहीं है. टारगेट एकदम सिंपल है कि अगर 10 क्वेश्चन प्रीलिम्स में आए तो यू मस्ट बी एबल टू करेक्ट और मार्क करेक्टली 9 क्वेश्चन आउट ऑफ 10. 9 तो सही करना है. 10वें में थोड़ा सा प्रोबेबिलिटी 50-50 का हम ले सकते हैं कि चलो ठीक है, 2 ऑप्शंस मुझे नहीं आता और बाकी 2 में मैं रिस्क ले रहा हूँ. अच्छा, प्रथम हैज टेकन द हेडफोन, इसलिए कि वो सर के ऊपर से ना जाए. गुड, नाइस प्रथम. तो हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव यही है, बट सिर्फ प्रीलिम्स क्लियर करने से भी कुछ नहीं होगा. ultimately whatever the score we are going to get is the way we are going to write answers in mains, है ना. और मेंस में लिखने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजों की जरूरत होगी. पॉलिटी क्लास में हम कंटेंट वाला पार्ट कवर करेंगे, बट व्हाट अबाउट राइटिंग इट बैक ऑन द पेपर. इसके लिए पॉलिटी क्लास में हम इंक्लूड क्या करेंगे, विल इंक्लूड द आंसर राइटिंग पार्ट ऑल्सो. यू मस्ट understand the topic, you must remember the topic and then try to present it back on paper. जब तक ये exercise आप नहीं करेंगे, whatever the good quality of teaching is there, it's not going to benefit you at all अगर आप ये चीज नहीं करते हैं तो. And that's why I mean some of you might be knowing that whatever the programs we are running, the ultimate focus is nothing but to emphasize very heavily on answer writing. ठीक है, तो उसके लिए पढ़िए, पढ़ना इंपॉर्टेंट है, पढ़ने से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट रटना है उसको. यू हैव टू बाय हार्ट इट, बिकॉज जब तक आप रटेंगे नहीं तब तक वो पॉइंट्स यहाँ पे अटकेंगे नहीं. और एक बार जब आप रटेंगे, किताब बंद करके जब वापस लिखने की कोशिश करेंगे, देन यू विल रियलाइज कि आपने कितना समझा है और कितनी चीजें आपको याद है. पढ़ाते वक्त लगेगा सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है, बट बुक बंद कर दी और 10 पॉइंट भी नहीं लिख पा रहे हैं, तो फिर उस पढ़ाई का कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. दैट इज व्हाट आवर द बेसिक अप्रोच वुड बी कि आप पढ़िए, राइट, समझिए. नहीं समझ में आता है 4 बार पूछिए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, राइट. लेकिन एक बार समझ गए तो उसके बाद छोड़िए मत. इसके बाद क्या करिए, इसके बाद उस चीज को याद करिए. फिर किताब बंद कर दीजिए, नोट्स बंद कर दीजिए, टेक अ प्लेन पेज, राइट डाउन कपल ऑफ पॉइंट्स एंड यू सी कितनी चीजें आपको याद है. ठीक, तो रेस्ट अश्योर फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. क्योंकि पढ़ाते वक्त जैसे अभी मैं डिक्टेट कर रहा हूँ या लिख रहा हूँ, तो आप उसको रनिंग नोट्स ले सकते हैं. इस पूरे राइटिंग का पीडीएफ करके आपको तुरंत भेज दिया जाएगा क्लास के बाद, तो आप उसे अपने पास हमेशा हैंडी रख सकते हैं. तो आप नहीं भी लिखना चाहें तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, बिकॉज दिस विल बी शेयर्ड विथ यू ऑन इन अ पीडीएफ फॉर्मेट, प्लस यू विल गेट द प्रिंटेड नोट्स ऑल्सो. ठीक है, आफ्टर कंप्लीशन ऑफ इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर या पार्ट विल शेयर द पीडीएफ ऑल्सो, सो यू कैन रीड, फॉल बैक फॉर दैट ऑल्सो. और मेरे ख्याल से बाइबल तो आपके पास होगा ही, सो कॉल्ड महात्मा लक्ष्मीकांत, फॉर इंडियन पॉलिटी. तो एम लक्ष्मीकांत, वो एक बहुत बड़ी रेफरेंस बुक है, तो आप उसे भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. विल कीप यू गाइडिंग दैट हाउ यू हैव टू गो अबाउट इट, बिकॉज टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ द क्लास व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल डेफिनेटली आस्क यू टू हैव कपल ऑफ एनसीईआरटीज आल्सो, जहां से हमें शुरू करनी है अगर आप बिगिनर हैं तो, और अगर आपने पहले पढ़ा है तो वी कैन स्टार्ट डायरेक्टली विद द रेफरेंस पार्ट आल्सो. लेकिन बहुत सारी चीजें हम क्लास में ऐसा डिस्कस करेंगे जो हो सकता है कि उन बुक्स में ना हो, इसीलिए आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू टू attend the classes regularly. क्योंकि जब हम केस स्टडीज वगैरह डिस्कस करेंगे, लक्ष्मीकांत इज रियली अ गुड बुक, नो डाउट अबाउट इट, बट इट हेल्प्स ओनली एट द फर्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन. पीटी में बहुत हेल्प करती है वो, लेकिन मेंस के पैटर्न से जिस तरह की एनालिसिस हमें चाहिए वो थोड़ा सा मिस हो जाता है लक्ष्मीकांत में, तो उस चीज का हमें थोड़ा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा. राइट, सो ऑल सेट, ऑल गुड, एंड एनी क्वेरीज यू हैव? नो? Shall we move forward then?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक, तो let's go ahead with the core part now. And before starting the core part, what we have decided that we'll go for the basics. तो थोड़ा सा हम basics के बारे में पढ़ते हैं. और basic मतलब ये basic term है. Some of you might be knowing it, some of you might not be knowing it or new for it. तो दोनों के perspective से हम चलते हैं. ठीक है? Let me share the screen. If it is visible, please do let me know. दिख रही है आपको स्क्रीन?
Yes, sir.
परफेक्ट.
Yeah.
नाउ, जैसे मैंने कहा, बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द डॉक्यूमेंट विल गो अहेड विद अंडरस्टैंडिंग द बेसिक पार्ट्स. एंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द बेसिक पार्ट और बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट पार्ट, इट इज नथिंग बट टू मेक यू फैमिलियर विद द some of the vocabs, some of the words or keywords which is going to be repeated in our document called constitution multiple times. तो ये keywords हमारे संविधान में या फिर constitution की किताब में बहुत बार आएंगे. ठीक है, it will come many times. So rather than studying them again and again, let's try to understand them at one place, and please don't take them lightly because there may be a possibility that questions may be asked from that also. और especially उन बच्चों के लिए, those who are appearing for state PCS examination also, for them तो it is going to play a vital role, क्योंकि वहाँ पे वो लोग काफी इंटरेस्टिंग होते हैं या फिर इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं इन वर्ड्स को पूछने के लिए. तो जैसे मैंने कहा कि फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से सपोज वी हैव टू स्टडी द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, और अगर एग्जांपल हम ले लें दैट वी आर स्टार्टिंग विद द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया या फॉर दैट मैटर एनी कंट्री, तो सबसे पहली बात तो जब हम इंडिया की बात करते हैं फॉर एग्जांपल, तो क्या इंडिया एक कंट्री है? क्या इंडिया एक स्टेट है? क्या इंडिया बहुत सारे स्टेट्स का एक एग्लोमरेशन है? तो स्टेट्स है. सो वेदर इट्स अ कंट्री, इट्स अ स्टेट और स्टेट्स, और इंडिया इज अ नेशन. ठीक है. क्या है एक्चुअली इंडिया की पोजीशन? ठीक. तो इससे रिलेटेड कुछ टर्म, जैसे मैंने कहा, क्या इंडिया एक नेशन है या फिर इंडिया एक स्टेट है? इन दोनों टर्म को समझते हैं. और स्टेट और स्टेट्स में क्या अंतर है, क्योंकि हम इंडिया को भी स्टेट कहते हैं, उत्तर प्रदेश को भी स्टेट्स कहते हैं, तमिलनाडु को भी स्टेट कहते हैं, मणिपुर को भी स्टेट कहते हैं, पंजाब को भी स्टेट कहते हैं. तो जब हम इंडिया को स्टेट कह रहे हैं और यूपी, तमिलनाडु या फिर मध्य प्रदेश को स्टेट कह रहे हैं, तो दोनों में कोई अंतर है या एक ही मतलब है? और अगर ये चीजें हमें पता है तो क्या फिर नेशन जो है, क्योंकि इंडिया को हम नेशन भी कह रहे हैं, तो इंडिया एज ए नेशन क्या है? और अगर इंडिया नेशन है तो फिर इंडिया एज अ कंट्री क्या है? क्या कंट्री और नेशन में कोई सिमिलरिटीज है? राइट. तो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू कि हम नेशन को अभी तक ऑर्डिनरी वे में समझते आए हैं, सुनते आए हैं. यहाँ पे हमारा जो कंसर्न है वो क्या है? हमारा पे यहाँ पे जो कंसर्न है वो इन टर्म्स को, बाद में मोर टर्म्स पढ़ेंगे लाइक गवर्नमेंट या फिर स्टडी अबाउट द पॉपुलेशन. Our concern is what? Our concern is to understand these terms not from ordinary people like 1.4 billion people. उनके जैसा नहीं समझना. We have to understand it as a CSE aspirant. कि हमसे अगर पूछा जाए तो हम क्या जवाब देंगे, उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग बहुत जरूरी है. क्योंकि जब तक ये नहीं समझेंगे तब तक हम अपना आंसर सही से नहीं लिख पाएंगे. तो क्या ये टर्म्स कुछ डिफरेंट है जो हमें अलग से समझने चाहिए या नहीं समझने चाहिए? ये जब कुछ कीवर्ड्स अभी डिस्कस करेंगे तो आपको इसका आइडिया लगेगा. और जैसे मैंने कहा आपसे that while explaining the words, first I'll explain the meaning of this particular word, and I'll explain the differences also between them, so that you have a crystal cut clarity that how these terms are related with polity or how these terms are related with constitution and why we should study them. तो शुरुआत में लगेगा कि नहीं टाइम पास है या हम जानते हैं इन चीज़ों को, especially those students who might be from the pol science background and so on. लेकिन जो लोग जानते हैं अगर वो भी इसको दोबारा पढ़ेंगे तो डेफिनेटली दे विल गेट सम बेनिफिट एज फार एज कंटेंट एनरिचमेंट इज कंसर्न. दे कैन टेक इट एज अ रिवीजन आल्सो. और आप जानते हैं कि नहीं वो थोड़ी देर में आपको पता चल ही जाएगा. राइट. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट वन बाय वन. एक करते हैं, उसके बाद आपको आइडिया लग जाएगा कि किस पर्सपेक्टिव में हम बात करते हैं. तो पहले लेट्स टेक दिस टू वर्ड्स, नेशन एंड स्टेट. आई होप ऑल ऑफ यू हैव हर्ड दीज वर्ड्स, नेशन एंड स्टेट. यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. तो जब हम बात करते हैं नेशन और बात करते हैं स्टेट की, ठीक है, लेट्स ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस टू टर्म्स. अब ग्राउंड रूल क्या है यहाँ पे? देयर आर सम बेसिक ग्राउंड रूल्स व्हिच यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. द फर्स्ट ग्राउंड रूल इज whether we talk about nation, this is also a term which is derived from political science. Whether we talk about state, this is also a term which is derived from political science. So ये दोनों टर्म जैसे मैंने कहा हम पॉलिटी में यूज करेंगे. वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ पॉलिटी, राइट? But basically polity is the one which has been derived from mother discipline called political science. तो पॉलिटी एक डॉटर डिसिप्लिन है, यानी कहीं ना कहीं इन टर्म्स को समझने के लिए हमें थोड़ी सी अंडरस्टैंडिंग पॉलिटिकल साइंस की होनी जरूरी है कि हम नेशन किसे यूज करते हैं. बट बिफोर प्रोसीडिंग दैट, इफ आई आस्क एनी वन ऑफ अस, लेट्स से एनी स्टूडेंट, पर्सन A, and if I ask him or her that what is your nationality, so most probable answer what we are going to get out of this group?
Indian.
Indian. Why? Because you cannot write UPSC civil services if you are not Indian. As simple as that. You have to be an Indian citizen to appear for this particular examination. कुछ exceptions हो सकते हैं, but otherwise we have to be. But the moment we say Indian, what does it signifies? What our nationality signifies? Right? हम इंडियन कह रहे हैं, कोई व्यक्ति हमें कह रहा है I'm Australian, I'm Japanese, I'm Chinese, I'm Pakistani. What does it mean? What kind of affiliation he is showing to that particular territory? जैसे आप कहते हैं I'm Delhiites, right? Or I'm UPite, or for that matter any reason. So are we connoting something? I'm Hindu, I'm follower of Islam, I'm Jain or Jainist, maybe I'm Christian. कुछ तो अटैच कर रहे हैं ना हम, some sort of affection we are showing. So that kind of affection we are showing with the country also when we use the term nation. तो पहले हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा कि इसका मतलब क्या है, what exactly. और ये उन बच्चों के लिए बहुत आसान है, जैसे मैंने कहा, those who are students of political science, public administration, law and all, they know what I'm trying to tell you. But for a student who has done engineering, commerce, science, arts, other disciplines, for them nation is nation, as simple as that. What is mean for 1.4 billion people? कि हम भारतीय हैं, हमारी नेशनैलिटी इंडियन है, बट इसका मतलब क्या है? शायद ये उनको पता नहीं, लेकिन ये हमें पता होना चाहिए, बिकॉज वी मे हैव टू राइट दिस इन आंसर. उसी तरह जब हम कहते हैं इंडिया एज ए स्टेट, तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है? ये भी पॉलिटिकल साइंस से रिलेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट है. तो इनको समझने की कोशिश करता हूँ, फिर दोनों में डिफरेंस देखेंगे. सो आई होप यू आर क्लियर विद द एजेंडा.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अगर आपको कोई क्वेरी है, कोई कंसर्न है, पूछ सकते हैं. नो, दैट्स जस्ट ओपन टू ऑल. कहीं भी लग रहा है कोई दिक्कत हो रही है, बट अगर समझ में आ रहा है तो रियली गुड थिंग. बट समझ में आ रहा है पक्का?
Sir.
चलिए ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. तो आप में से कोई भी मुझे बता सकता है व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द टर्म नेशन?
Feeling of oneness or sense of belongingness.
फीलिंग ऑफ वननेस और सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस.
Belonging.
क्यों? व्हाई? ऐसा क्यों होना चाहिए? व्हाई वी शुड हैव अ सेंस ऑफ फीलिंग और वननेस और बिलोंगिंगनेस? तभी नेशन होगा. आप किसी महिला से प्रेम करते हैं तो मैं कहूँ योर नेशनैलिटी इज दैट फीमेल, क्योंकि फीलिंग, सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस तो किसी से भी हो सकता है, फैमिली में भी हो सकता है, रिलीजन में भी हो सकता है, या फिर नेशन जो है इमॉर्टल है, हर जगह कण कण में नेशन विद्यमान है, समथिंग लाइक दैट, यू नो. एवरी पार्टिकल वी हैव द गॉड काइंड ऑफ थिंग, एंड नेशन इज अ गॉडली थिंग. तो एब्सोल्यूट परफेक्ट आंसर गिवन बाय प्रथम दैट यस, इट इज सम सॉर्ट ऑफ सेंस, यू नो, सेंस ऑफ बिलोंगिंगनेस और फीलिंग ऑफ वननेस. प्रॉब्लम आया कहाँ से?
That belongingness is particular for different nation. Means we have different belongingness which we bind together. Pakistan have different belongingness which bind them together.
Yes.
So we need that concept as a nation.
Obviously. It is related with sense of belongingness, no doubt about it. I'm asking why? Why it has to be related with sense of belongingness only? And if that's the case, we all are Indians. So how come some of us turn into terrorists? Some of us become Naxalites. Some of us start participating into separatist movement, secessionary tendencies, extremism, fundamentalism. Are those people are not Indian? Or let me put it in very simple words. Are the Naxalites Indian or not?
Indian.
They are. Don't they have the sense of belongingness? तो we may know the concept, but we might not know the roots for it. तो थोड़ा सा हमें एक अलग लेवल की अंडरस्टैंडिंग चाहिए इन चीजों को समझने के लिए. Similarly, if I'll ask you, what is state? Diana, unmute yourself and then speak. Probably your mic is not unmuted. Huh? You're saying something, Diana, or it was just like no? Okay.
So I want to define only.
Tell me. Try it. Let it be wrong.
It has a definite territorial boundary, and state has 4 components. That is the government, territory, sovereignty, and last one is just
population. People also
Population.
required. Yeah, that's a
Yes, sir.
basic definition of what we can say the term state, right? But why and how? Why only these 4 components make the state? Why not the 5th one, or why not only 2, or why not only 1? That is also we need to understand, and that will make our understanding very clear about this term. Because let's say the question comes, differentiate between nation and state. Are you in a position to give me at least 10 points of differences? If answer is yes, job is done. If answer is no, then you lose the mark. So just by knowing some point, it may not work, right? थोड़ा सा देखते हैं क्या है और कैसे आया. I hope you're understanding. Okay.
Yes, sir.
When we talk about nation and state, as I've told you, both are what? The terms which are related with political science. And we need to understand some brief about it. Then only we may be able to understand both the terms, state also and nation also. If I ask which one came first, whether nation came first or state came first, answer would be they have the relationship of what? Chicken and egg. It's very difficult to understand whether chicken came first or the egg came first. So let's not get into that debate whether नेशन केम फर्स्ट और वेदर स्टेट केम फर्स्ट। ये डिबेट हम बाद में समझ लेंगे, अभी इसके लिए जरूरी नहीं है क्योंकि ये बहुत लंबा डिबेट है और वो ऑप्शनल लेवल पे ठीक लगता है। अभी हमें क्या समझना है, दोनों एंटिटी आई कहां से। सो पहला पॉइंट, द फर्स्ट पॉइंट व्हाट वी हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट both are the terms or the words which has been taken from political science. That means it is a political concept. State is a political concept. Nation is also a political concept. But this concept is based upon what kind of idea? What is the ideology behind that particular concept? This we need to understand. Okay? So I'll give you a brief, in an example format so that it would be very easy for you to understand from where this particular concept has came. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Here, when we talk about theory of state or its origin, right, or let's say we talk about origin of state or origin of nation, yeah, for theory of state or theory of origin, basically, like every subject, the political science claim that they can give the rational theory as far as origin of the state or nation is concerned. So basically, as I said, it's a concept related with political science. So political science scholars can be in a better position to give us that concept. Every subject has like that. If we talk about, let's say, family, marriage, kinship, sociologists might be in a better position to explain us about it, and we have to believe because they are the thinkers, they are the scholars. If I have to talk about law and order, revenue and all those things, public administration scholars may be in a better position to give us, and we have to follow those thinkers. Like that, nation state is related with political science. That's why we have to follow some political science scholars, or we can say political scientists. So how this all things had been started? Basically, before political science scholars could have coined this concept, it was the domain of philosophers. So philosophers or philosophical school of thought had actually decided to give us the idea of universe. So they were not talking about what? The state and nation, but they were talking about universe. Out of the universe, then the focus has shifted to earth. Then after the evolution and understanding the earth, from the philosophical perspective, then they came up with the concept called state. Right. So we're not getting into theories, but how the things have been started. And mostly philosophers, what they did here, the great contribution came from Greek philosophers and so on. And they had actually took the help of myth or mythology. So what is mythology? A science of myth, which can be what? Real also, true also. It can be a myth also. So we are not getting into that controversy. But according to them, how the earth had came into existence. So there was a lightning in the space, and out of which the mother Gaia, earth, they call it Gaia with the Greek philosopher, Gaya. Mother Gaia came, and then Mother Gaia, she married with the god called sky god. And after that, all the titans were born. Just like we have Vayu Devta, Pavan Devta, Indra Devta, Surya Devta, something like that. So there also this kind of legacy goes, but we are not caring about that. Let's come to the discussion of state. Now, when we talk about the state, what is the concept behind the state? Initially, the political science scholars, they actually started with the concept called nature of state. Right. So the first thing they talked about, nature of state, or some people use the term state nature or state of nature. Both implies the same thing. So nature of the state or state of the nature. Basically the meaning is primitive origin. Primitive matlab old, not the modern. It's the primitive origin of state. तो कहीं ना कहीं स्टेट का ओरिजिन जो है वो ट्रेस किया जाता है प्रिमिटिव से या फिर नेचर ऑफ स्टेट से. सो व्हाट इज नेचर ऑफ स्टेट? अभी बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट हमें समझने बहुत जरूरी भी है. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट नेचर ऑफ द स्टेट या प्रिमिटिव नेचर जिसको हम बोलते हैं, जिसको हम नेचुरल स्टेट कह सकते हैं, क्या था जो नेचुरल स्टेट फॉर्म हुआ? तो इसको अगर हम देखें तो उनके हिसाब से द गॉड, द टाइटन्स हैव क्रिएटेड द स्टेट. और यहाँ पे जो लोग थे, दे वर रिसाइडिंग इन द स्टेट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल पॉपुलेशन. तो पहली कंडीशन, स्टेट बनने के लिए कुछ लोग रहने चाहिए. कहाँ रहने चाहिए? So they must reside in a piece of land. So let's say this is the piece of land, या फिर they must have a territory. तो जमीन होगी तो वहीं रहेंगे और कुछ लोग रहेंगे, और यहाँ पे जो अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेस हैं दे मस्ट बी देयर, जिसको वो कंज्यूम कर सके. तो नेचर ऑफ स्टेट में क्या हो रहा था? नेचर ऑफ स्टेट में एक्चुअली रिसोर्सेस बहुत ज्यादा थे. Let's say I'm representing the triangle with the resources. So resources were too much. जो प्राकृतिक स्टेट था उसमें रिसोर्सेज बहुत ज्यादा थे, ठीक है. लेकिन पॉपुलेशन जो थी वो बहुत कम थी, क्योंकि शुरुआत में पॉपुलेशन कम थी. तो व्हाट इज द इक्वेशन हियर? पॉपुलेशन वाज वेरी लेस, राइट, एंड द रिसोर्सेज वर वेरी हाई. Availability of resources were too much. Means if all these people collectively use these resources, then also they can eat, they can survive, and the resources would be left out for the next generation and so on. Okay. But as the time passes, grew up, what happened? There was a reversal, and the reversal started with what? Reversal started that population started growing. This happens everywhere. So population was growing twofold, threefold, and so on, and the resources started depleting, coming down. ठीक है, यानी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ने लगी, रिसोर्स कम होने लगे. तो पहले सब कुछ कंज्यूम करने के बाद भी बच जाता था. अब जितने लोग हैं उनको ही सरवाइव करना मुश्किल हो रहा है, क्योंकि रिसोर्सेस कम होते जा रहे हैं. तो जब ऐसा हुआ तो क्या हुआ? ये जो पॉपुलेशन में लोग हैं, ठीक है, ये रिसोर्सेस को ऑक्यूपाई करने के लिए एक दूसरे से लड़ने लगे. दैट मीन्स अ डिग्री ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्टेड. होगा ही, जब रिसोर्सेस कम होंगे, लोग ज्यादा होंगे, तो इट विल लीड टू कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. सी, you guys are able to understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
कहीं कोई कंफ्यूजन लगे या लगे कि मोनोटोनस हो रहा है, बोर हो रहा है, तो डू लेट मी नो. This is not required at all. But what I'm trying to tell you that if we have started polity should be taken from the root level, so that we should understand each and everything. कहीं से भी क्वेश्चन पूछे तो हमको समझ में आ जाना चाहिए. नेशन स्टेट क्या है, हो सकता है सबको पता हो, कुछ लोगों को ना भी पता हो, बट हम इसको वहां से देख रहे हैं कि आया कहां से. जब एक बार वहां से पता चल जाए ना आया कहां से, it will be all the more easy for you to explain the things to others. That's why we are getting into such a deeper thoughts. Otherwise एक लाइन का टर्म है दोनों, ठीक है. सो अब क्या हो रहा है? व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज हो रही है, रिसोर्सेस कम हो रहे हैं, तो क्या होगा? इट विल लीड टू कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. यस और नो? अब मान लेते हैं दीज आर द पीपल, इनके बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ. किस चीज को लेकर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ? रिसोर्स शेयरिंग को. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? हु ऑल वुड बी द विनर?
Powerful.
So let's say
Alive.
this fellow is physically well off, he is financially well off, he is technologically well off, he is having a lot of manpower. What will happen? These people will come out as strong people, है ना? ये लोग मजबूत लोग हैं. Strong means physically, mentally, economically, technologically, whatever you can say. So these will become what? Powerful people, what we call. Yes or no? And rest other people would be what? They will be less powerful, or they will be what? Weak people in compared to these persons. So they will result into weak. Strong or weak, or we can say they will result into less powerful people. So all the strong people, what they will do? They will try to control the resources, or at least they will acquire the resources so that they can fulfill their needs. And those people who are weak, what they will do? They will become dependent on those powerful people. And that's how the society has started. Let it be any society. And the whole society in the struggle to get the resources, some for survival, some for becoming rich and all those things, the whole society got divided into two classes. The powerful people, the strong people, they became the part of aristocracy, or what? Ruling class. And the people who are dependent, they become what? The part of, yes, ruled class. And the society got divided into ruling class and ruled class. समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ तक?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
sir.
what was the demand? Now we know that the ruled class, they are powerful, so they are going to exploit the ruling class. And ruling, sorry, ruled class are going to be exploited by the what? Ruling class. So they need protection also. And to ensure that protection, what they did, that they decided to end this exploitation, we should come to an agreement. A little while ago, I was talking about the same agreement. Or we should come into some sort of contract. And they decided to sign a contract between them, which is in political science popularly known as social. I think somebody is unmute. Please unmute yourself. Some background noise is coming. So when we talk about this contract is also known as social contract theory. So basically, the reason behind the origin of state is nothing but what? A sort of social contract theory. And what they said in the social contract theory? We'll create an entity to whom we call state. Right? And will authorize the state with all the authority and power. So we'll give all the authority and power to the state. Who will be there in the state? That ruling class people, powerful people. They will become the part of state. And in contrast, the ruled class, right? They what want? They said that we'll transfer all our power to you. We'll give all the power and authority to you. But what we expect from you? Yes.
Protection and rights.
We expect some rights, and not big rights. Rights like, please ensure our right to life. Please ensure the protection of our right to property, whatever limited rights we have. And third, please ensure our protection of right to what? Freedom, liberty is what the word they have used. So basically they have demanded three rights: life, property, and liberty. Today we have many rights, but at that time they wanted three rights. They said that we'll give you all the power. You control all the resources, whatever you have, manage it the way you want. Right? We don't complain, but what you have to do, you have to ensure that these three things are protected for us. If these three things are not going to be protected, then we'll protest against you. Then we may come in conflict with you. Right? So somehow, how the state came into existence is nothing but what? It's a result of, now you can guess,
Social contract
theory. Right? And as per the social contract theory, in state, what all we have? We will have a what? Ruling class. We have a ruled class. If we club them, it will become what? Population. Plus, this all the people will stay in some territory. Let's say XYZ. That means we need what? Territory. And how these two are going to operate, for that we need what? Some sort of government, a structural arrangement, so that these two should respect their boundaries. Ruling class should enjoy the power, the ruled class should enjoy the right. For that we need that government also. Are you getting it? So how the population, how the territory, how the government came into existence. But like that, we may have another state also. So let's say this is XYZ, this is PQR. Now here also what will they have? They will have the population, they will have the territory, they will have the government. Yes or no? But is this particular government or is this particular state is decided or allowed to intervene in this? Or is this state is allowed to intervene in this? No, because they have to enjoy one more factor, and that is called sovereignty. So both must be sovereign in their own domain. That means they must not allow the interference of other outside person. That is called sovereignty. I'll explain you all this term, but just try to remember how state is evolving. समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ तक?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From primitive stuff, that is nature of state, the things are moving to what? The modern day. The modern day states are very different from that primitive state. Right now we are talking about how they came into existence. How they will change over a period of time, that's a different thing, because it may be a police state, it may be autocratic state, it may be a welfare state, it may be a laissez-faire state. That's a different thing. But how the state came into being, this is the first point. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But when we talk about the primitive state, right? Let me share. Is this
Yes, sir, it is visible.
okay.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Perfect. So when we talk about the primitive state, the states were very small in size, right? That means what? When we talk about this primitive state, state is small in size because they have a concept called city state. I hope you might have heard this term, city state. What do you mean by city? A small territory. So let's say if we talk about India as a country, then it is divided into multiple states. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
S1, S2, S3, like we have 28 states. Now, here, the city state implies what? A state of very small size. So in India, we can say there are 28 states. But these states are equal to a country actually. इतने छोटे छोटे थे ये. ठीक है, तो इसको हम या फिर ग्रीक फिलोसफर या पॉलिटिकल साइंटिस्ट इन्होंने शुरुआत की किससे? सिटी स्टेट से. बट जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ते गया, वी केम अप विद द कॉन्सेप्ट कॉल्ड नेशन स्टेट. So nation state is something which was not from day one. Initially it was what? City state. City state simply means small cities and they are behaving like a country. As simple as that. Right. In modern day if we talk about, then we can say what? The small states are nothing but maybe a part of one state in India. Let's say for example UP. And like UP, we have 27 other states which makes India. So it's a very big thing. Right. But when we were talking about the nature of the state, the beginning of the states, they were very small and they were termed as city state. Remember this word city state because later on we'll study a term called citizen. The word citizen is derived from the city only. So initially it was city state and then जैसे जैसे society आगे बढ़ा, we turn into what? Modern day called nation state. Right? तो अब एक चीज तो समझ में आ रही है कि मुर्गी और अंडे में पहले कौन आया? तो ऐसा लग रहा है मुर्गी पहले आई है, स्टेट पहले आया है, नेशन बाद में आया है. बट अभी भी इस पे बहुत डिबेट है. तो अगेन विल नॉट गेट इनटू दैट डिबेट. बट व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, वी स्टार्टेड विद द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ स्टेट एंड देन मेनी स्टेट्स वर फॉर्म. ईच स्मॉल स्टेट वाज टर्म्ड एज सिटी स्टेट. तो जरूरी नहीं कि दो स्टेट हमेशा हार्मनी में रहेंगे. देयर मे बी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आल्सो. तो कई बार इनमें वॉर भी होता था. ठीक है, जैसे इफ यू नो लिटिल बिट अबाउट इंडियन हिस्ट्री, व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट एम्पायर्स, किंगडम्स, मौर्यन एम्पायर, गुप्ता एम्पायर, तो इसमें क्या होता था? महाजनपदास. 16 महाजनपदास were there in Mauryan Empire. Each महाजनपदास were having what? Many janpadas. So महाजनपदास means modern day state. All the janpadas together, country. That is Mauryan Empire. Each महाजनपद was having many small janpad, right? That is today's district. तो जब सिटी स्टेट का कॉन्सेप्ट आया तो जो छोटे छोटे डिस्ट्रिक्ट थे, जो जनपद थे, एक दूसरे से लड़ते भी थे. जैसे ग्रीक फिलोसफी में पेलोपोनेशियन वॉर का बहुत जिक्र किया जाता है. एथेंस और स्पार्टा के बीच की लड़ाई बहुत फेमस है. अगर आप कभी मौका मिले पढ़ने का, उन चीजों को पढ़िए. और एथेंस और स्पार्टा देखेंगे तो कितना बड़ा है पता है? लखनऊ और सुल्तानपुर जितना बड़ा है. बगल बगल के डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, एक दूसरे से लड़ रहे हैं और ये समझ के लड़ रहे हैं कि देश है. और ये तो अंग्रेजों तक चलते आया था ना. पंजाब की लड़ाई अगर हो रही है अफगानिस्तान के लोगों से, तो उत्तर प्रदेश और बिहार के लोगों को पंजाब भेजा जाता था ये कह के हम दूसरे देश में जा रहे हैं लड़ाई करने, जबकि पंजाब, उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार, दे ऑल वर पार्ट ऑफ वन कंट्री ओनली. लेकिन उस समय कॉन्सेप्ट ही नहीं था. उस समय तो कॉन्सेप्ट क्या था? सिटी स्टेट का, छोटे छोटे स्टेट्स का. इनका अपना अपना राजा होता था, अपना अपना रूल होता था. ठीक है, और हर स्टेट में दो ही चीज कॉमन होती थी, रूल क्लास एंड रूलिंग क्लास. अप टू हियर इट्स क्लियर? So this is the first theory of origin as far as state, then city state, and then nation is concerned.
Sir, since that cities have the characteristics of state, so we are calling that as city state.
Yes. The 4 points:
Yes.
the population, the territory, the sovereignty part, and the government. So the small cities have these characteristics. That's why we call them state. And this is the answer for today's question also. We call India also as a state. We call Tamil Nadu also as a state. Why? Because they fulfill all these 4 criteria.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, sir.
Okay. Any confusion, anyone? Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second argument, why there was a need for state. Let's try to see that. If you understand the second argument, it would be all the more easy for you to understand. So, what happens? Let's say we all are born as an individual. No doubt about it. And as an individual, we have some needs, some requirement. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The question is, can we fulfill all our needs by ourselves only?
No,
No. Why?
we don't have all the resources.
Yeah. So obviously, we know that we cannot fulfill all the needs by our own. Then what? We need someone to support us. And that gave the concept of what? Individual to family. Yes or no? So family as an institution came in for what? Some needs can be taken care by an individual, but for some needs we need family. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But again the question is same. Can we fulfill all our needs by family only?
No, sir.
No, not possible. Then we moved on to next institution. And there collection of families came together. Right? What we called as village. So individual to one family, one to many family is village. Now some needs would be fulfilled by village, or if you are residing in urban area, you can say city. But can all the needs would be fulfilled by the city also?
No.
No. Because if you want to, let's say, go for medical education, and what if there is no medical college in your city or village, then you may have to move to higher, other district, other city, other places. So some needs might not be fulfilled by the city also. Then what will happen? All these villages and cities came together, right? And they made what? Yes, they made something today called as district. But in district also, the same problem. Some needs can be fulfilled by the district, and this will go on and on and on. So if district is unable to fulfill the needs, then what they did? They clubbed a couple of districts and they made what? Let's say
State.
because some needs may be fulfilled by what? State. But again, the problem would be what? Say, all the needs may not be fulfilled by a particular state. So came the agglomeration of states, and then what we made?
Nation.
Of states is nothing but what? The country. And again, some needs may not be fulfilled by a particular country. That's why we have made the world. So are you able to understand the journey?
Yes, sir.
The evolution from individual to the family, to the village, to the district, to the state, to the country, and to the world is nothing but based upon our needs. And need is the mother of all the inventions in the world. Whatever is happening just because to fulfill our needs, right?
Yes, sir.
So in that train of thought, state came at the 4th level. But what kind of state? Small state. City type state, small territory type state. But later on, as the population increased, the resource crunch was there, the dependency increased on other city states also. So they started associating with each other. They started forming an agreement or contract with each other. And that's how it led to evolution of the country. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Perfect. So if you understand this, take this example. For example, you are an individual, and for fulfilling your need, you are moving from individual to family, family to village, village to district, district to state. Up to here, it's fine. But since your state is also not able to give you everything, then what do? you may go to what? Country level. And if you don't find it, then you may move to the globe, right? So with that example, if I take, then let's say person A is born in a village, obviously in a family. Then, for example, in a village, for example, let's say he was somewhere born in any particular village, maybe let's say Kalahandi, Odisha, right? But he was unable to fulfill his needs. Then he moved to Bhubaneswar, thinking that I may be able to, but it was not available. Then he moved to Kolkata, or from that Mumbai. Like that, he was traveling. Ultimately, he found that he wanted to study in a very good university, and that is located in UK. Just giving a hypothetical example. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The moment he or she had moved to UK, right, enrolled into that particular university, luckily he found a chap B, a person B there. And this A started interacting with B on a friendly note. As the interaction proceeded, what A found? That B also belonged to what? India. Right? The second point, B also belonged to Odisha. Third point, the B also belonged to Kalahandi. Can you feel the emotions? The more closer one finds to a person related with his village, district, state, the affection towards person will increase. Yes or no? This
Yes.
affection, this feeling is what Pratham was telling at the first book. That nation is nothing but what? The sense of belongingness. You may not know the person. A is in India, B was in UK. They both were not knowing each other. But after meeting, after discussing what they found, since they have the same origin, same root, same traces, they are finding that they both are one. Or belong to one country, one community, one state, one district, one village, and so on. Brotherhood. Yes or no? This idea is called
Yes, sir.
as the idea behind the nation. So what is the difference? Difference is state is something which you can see. State is something which is visible. State is something which have some dimensions. Right? You can measure it. If I say India as a state, anybody can tell me the stretch of India from north to south and from west to northeast. You can give me the latitudes, you can give me the longitudes of India as a state. But if I ask what is the dimension of India as a nation, nobody can. It could be from north to south, it could be from India to Europe. If somebody is residing in Chile, he also may or she also may have the feeling of oneness towards India. He might be or she might be a person of Indian origin. So that nation concept would be what? Somewhat boundaryless. Are you understanding or not? So both the terms had been taken for what? Political science only. But both have different interpretation. But by and large, so far now what we have discussed, how the term originated in the past. Yes? Now let's try to understand their similarities or differences. So it would be all the more easy for you to understand these two terms in detail. यहाँ तक कोई सवाल, कोई दिक्कत, कोई परेशानी? Anyone?
No, sir.
Sir, but you given the example that nation is boundaryless, it can be in Europe, but within India we have contradiction, sir, because one state people will not have that affection, sir. Then how can we call India as a nation?
Who is calling India as a nation? Who said India as a nation?
But we have a term India is a nation state.
No, but who said that?
Sir, you told that India nation is boundaryless. It is a feeling of oneness in others. But within India only we have contradiction because Karnataka people don't have affection towards Tamil Nadu people, then that concept will not be true, no, sir.
That's what I'm saying again. Who told that India is a nation? First thing. Right? Second thing is, my affection could be what? Let's say I'm from Karnataka.
Sir.
So obviously, I'll have the affection towards the people who are Kannadigas, or the people who speak that language or follow that culture. No doubt about it. So Karnataka is a nation for me. India is not a nation, or may not be a nation for me.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Then for what feeling comes, that is the nation for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it may vary from person to person.
Okay, sir. Okay. But it differs also, no, sir. When I am in Karnataka is the nation for me. But if I find someone in same person in US, or then India become the nation for me, no, sir.
No. India will how become the nation for you?
Oh, okay. If that person is also from Karnataka, only then will come the feelingness. If he is from BR or others, I don't get that feeling. That's what you're telling.
You may not get, but you may also get. That
What?
depends. That's why I'm trying to tell you, nation is something which is boundaryless.
Okay,
Why are you putting the boundaries?
Okay, if I not get that nation, it is not a nation then. If I not get that.
It is not a nation for you.
Okay.
What if suppose Pratham is there and first time he landed into, let's say, Uganda,
Yes.
African country, Uganda. Now he's from India. Luckily, he found someone from India, not from, let's say, Pratham is from Karnataka. That person is not from Karnataka to whom he found in Uganda. The person is from India, let's say, for example, Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
But still, that is more, Pratham is more than happy that at least he is Indian.
Oh, yes, sir.
Right? That affection will come.
Yes.
So everybody may have a different thought. I'll explain you more about the nation part. As of now, what I'm trying to tell you, that are you guys able to realize that when we use the word nation, it more relate with the feeling, the sense of belongingness. And when we use the word state, why you're not saying Uganda is an Indian state? Why we are not saying that? किसी अच्छी जगह
Because it does not come within the territory of India.
Let's say Pratham is in Burkina Faso, the poorest country of the world. How do I know? Please ask your doubt.
No, sir, I said it is not common, comes under the territory of India.
Because the parameters we have defined for state is not being fulfilled. That's why we can't say Uganda or Burkina Faso is a part of Indian state. Right? क्योंकि state क्या है? Fix है. इसके dimensions है. You can measure. You can calculate. You can see. Nation is what? Boundaryless, dimensionless. You cannot see a nation. You cannot visualize it. Just you can imagine. That is what the beauty of nation. Now, nation could be in a family. Nation could be in relatives. Nation could be towards a person's class, person's caste, person's race, person's religion. I can have the affection on any ground. Let's assume that Manu is follower of Islam. I'm also follower of Islam. We both will have the affection. Yeah. Manu is belonging to my caste. The caste factor could be affection for both of us. I stay in northern Karnataka, he stays in southern Karnataka, we both are from Karnataka, that could be a reason for affection. I belong to Mongol tribe, Manu also belong to Mongol tribe, that common tribe also could be what? Attachment for us, affection may be created. Feeling of oneness. Right, and that may be possible between me and Manu, or maybe Pratham, Manya, Dina, anyone. Anybody has that feeling. Belongingness could be what? Give rise to a nation. So nation could be as small as two individuals. Hemant. They might also have. How come this groups, so-called, ISIS or, the other ultra outfits or anti-national, anti-state elements, they are so united, they are so cohesive. The Taliban, the Lashkar-e-Taiba and all those things. They also have the feeling of nation, but in a negative sense. Yeah. But if somebody asks, do they have the feeling of nation? True, they have. So it could be as small as 2 individuals. It could be as big as the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Means what? The whole world is my family. And if this is the case, the whole world is a nation for us. अब समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So point here is, or idea here is what? That nation is a hypothetical concept. Nation is based upon like PubEd student, we are classroom student. And why like PubEd? For this polity class, whomsoever is studying here, we all are UPSC CSE aspirant, right? That itself is a feeling of nation. So nation could be as small as a classroom also. I hope you're getting it now. Right. I'll explain you in more detail, but just let's try to understand. What is the first point you need to remember? That nation and state both are the political concept. This is the similarity. Both are derived from political science only. Right. So let's try to get some points as far as what the difference and similarities are concerned. It will make the things more easy for you. Because if you're okay with the basics, then I think it would be easy for you to understand as well. The screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now let's say we are trying to get some points as far as nation and the state is concerned. So when we talk about the term nation, what I said, what is the common point? Both are the what?
Derived from political science.
So we can say both are political concept. और political concept नहीं होता तो हम polity में पढ़ते ही क्यों? है ना? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So what is the second point? दोनों political concept हैं, but they are not same. Right? Both are political concept, but they are having different entity. What is the difference?
Invisible. Nation is.
When we talk about the nation, it is what? A mental construct of a person. And this may vary from person to person because you can say it's a mental construct. You can say it's a hypothetical concept. You may say it's more or less psychological concept as far as the term nation is concerned, because it will completely depend upon what? It will completely depend upon the one's own thinking. So it's a mental construct, it's a hypothetical concept, it's a psychological concept, or you can say it seems to be an ideal concept. Right? So all these things can come what? In nation as a term. So what does it mean if it's hypothetical, if it's psychological, if it's political? Then it seems that it do not exist in real. Or we cannot measure the dimensions of the nation. Measure the nation's dimension, the territory, the area, the people, and so on. We cannot measure. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wherein, if we go opposite, what is state? State is also a political concept, but it is something which exists in reality. It's not a mental construct, right? It exists. And since it exists, we can measure the dimensions, right? Dimensions means we can see the area, we can actually get the territory, we can count the number of people, population, and so on. So all these things are measurable, right? Both are political concept, but one is hypothetical, psychological, ideal based building, but other is truly real, because it came out of with what? Something called a contract. And by contract means what? We are talking about which type of contract? Social contract. So the state came out of social contract, wherein the nation came out of with what? No contract. It's just about feeling or what? Sense of belongingness. And that feeling can change. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. That means either it is based upon sense of belongingness or feeling of oneness. कि हम सब एक हैं. जब तक ये feeling है, तब तक we feel that we are a part of nation. If not, we are not a nation. But यहाँ पे क्या है? यहाँ पे contract है. And if you breach this contract, then you may be punished also. So it's a punishable thing. But if you breach this, there is no punishment because it is internal. समझ पा रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So basically what I'm trying to tell you, that when we use the word nation, this comes out of because of feeling. If I have the feeling that 1.4 billion people are my brothers and sisters, it will exist for me. If I don't feel that, nobody can compel me to do so. अब यहाँ पे catch है. What is the catch? The catch is that in almost all the government forms, we fill what? Nationality as Indian. है ना? Whenever the nationality column would be coming, we will be filling Indian. If we are Indian, if we are other country, then obviously we'll fill American, Australian, and so on. But if we are Indian, we have to fill that. Now, while filling the form, I have to write the Indian, but I may not have the feeling. Then what will happen? Feeling of oneness or sense of belongingness. अगर ऐसा हुआ तो it may be possible, no?
Yes, sir.
Just now the Manu had gave the example that if a person, let's say, is from Karnataka and somebody is from Bihar, it might not be possible for both of them to have the same feeling, right? But whether a person is from Karnataka or from Bihar, they both have to write Indian only in the nationality column. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because there is a social contract.
Theory and practice. Theory and practice. In theory, what is happening? In theory, we are compelled to write Indians. Whether I'm feeling I'm Indian or not, that's a different thing. But I'm being compelled to. So it is imposed on me by law. It's not my feeling actually. And if something is imposed on us by law, that means it is an example of nation, not the example of state. Sorry, it is example of state, not the nation. Because feeling has to be what? Eternal. It should come from inside. And laws are what? External. They come from outside. They are superimposed. नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? Not able to understand? See, look at this point. Here we are saying that it is because of what? Feeling or sense of belongingness. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How this feeling will come? This feeling or sense of belongingness is eternal in nature. What is the meaning of eternal?
Within.
Something which comes from
inside.
within.
Inside. Within.
Yeah. But here, India as a state, can you say no? Can anybody say no?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because
It exists.
the moment you say no, you'll be declared as anti-state and you may be punished for that. So the law said that India is a state. Constitution said that India, that is Bharat, shall be a union of state. You cannot deny that. But this feeling, which is internal, it may differ from person to person. But since state is there, it imposes the law. That's why we have to write what? Our nationality as Indian. Otherwise, we all know that, that when we talk about nation, then what? It is a sense of belongingness. And that sense of belongingness or feeling of oneness should be what? Eternal in nature, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Comes from within. It cannot be enforced by law. But when we talk about state, then in state what is happening? Yes. It is not sense of belongingness. Whether you like the other person or not, you have to be part of India as a state because it is imposed by law.
No.
So it's a superimposition. I hope now the position is clear. So it is superimposed by law. Or simply, it binds the people together. Why people are staying together? Because of the fear of law. Otherwise, they will be punished. What here? How it binds the people together? It binds the people together based upon what? Sense of belongingness or feeling of oneness. And that feeling or oneness, sense of belongingness can come on any basis. It could be on the basis of what? Same ethnicity, same caste, class, culture, religion, region, language. Many factors are there on the basis of which the person may feel what? Having a sense of belongingness. Are you able to understand?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, what are the factors for development of a nation? Factors could be class, caste, race, religion, ethnicity, and so on. But what are the factors for establishment of a state? The factors for establishment of the state are four, as defined by the political science scholars. And what are they?
Population, territory.
The first thing they need is a piece of land. That means they should have territory. In that territory, there must be some people, what we call population. The population must be divided in two classes, ruling and ruled. So for that we need what? A government, and that government must be
Sovereign.
in nature. Now you are able to understand some bit of difference between what is the difference between nation and the state?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any problem? Any technical glitch? Not able to understand?
So,
Audio,
that-
video?
so when we call India is a nation state, that is imposed by state, so we are calling it as a nation state.
No. The nation and state term is altogether different. Don't club them together right now. First, try to understand the difference. Then, whether India is a nation state, whether India is a state nation, or whether India is a nation in making, or whether India is a state in making. These four questions I'll answer towards the end.
Okay, sir.
Right? As of now, we are trying to understand the difference between nation and state.
Okay, sir.
So, up to here, the difference is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, are you able to see the things?
No, sir.
No, I've just removed the screen, but so far now you're able to see it on the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, here the point is, first point about the nation and state. Both are political entities. Second point about nation state.
Mental construct. Nation is a mental construct.
Psychological, hypothetical, or you can say emotional construct, mental construct, does not exist in reality, cannot measure its dimension. Based upon one thing, that is feeling of oneness, should be eternal, comes from within, and depends upon the factors like caste, class, ethnicity, race, religion, and so on. State, it is also a political concept, but it's something which exists in
Reality.
and since it is real, it can be measured. Here people are bound together by law, not by feeling. So a person cannot deny. They have to be there because of the law part. Plus, since it is visible, it is comparable, it is measurable. That's why there are some core elements which constitute the part of state. Those four core elements are government, population, territory, and sovereignty. There could be fifth also, sixth also, seventh also, or there could be two only, three only. But as of now, we have to accept four because the political science scholars have said so and we have to obey them. So as per political scientists or political scholars, state comprises of four elements. What are those four elements?
Territory, population, government, sovereign.
Yes. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
कोई confusion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
ठीक. Let's see a couple of more differences. So let me share the screen again. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when we talk about the other difference or similarity. Now we have gone through both the terms, nation also and state also. Can you tell me what is the objective or the goal or the aim to have nation and state or nation or state? Zarurat kya hai iski? What is the need? What is the goal it want to achieve? What is the objective it want to achieve? Similarly, what is the need of state? क्यों चाहिए हमको? क्या goal है? What is the objective? You know, and so on. Is there any difference or is there similarity? So here there is a similarity also and difference also. Like when we talk about nation, what is the goal or objective of nation? To promote unity. क्यों nation चाहिए हमको? So that we can make the people united. We should have a sense of oneness, feeling of oneness, sense of belongingness, right? ताकि लोग एक रख सके. We can promote unity, right? If we talk about state, then what is the objective? Again, the objective of the state is to promote unity. So you can say both the nation and the state promotes unity. But what is the difference then? The difference is nothing but the way they actually promote unity. So here what you have to remember, the nation is the one which promotes the unity through uniformity. Please remember this term, unity through uniformity. That means until unless the people are not uniform, uniform here means homogeneous, right? So until unless the people are not homogeneous, the nation would not come into place. So uniformity or homogeneous means same or similar. Homogeneity can come through what? If all are belonging to same caste, same class, same race, same religion, same region, right? Then only we can say, no, this is a common factor, homogeneous. That's why they're feeling oneness, or we can say they have a sense of belongingness. So here, nation is something which promotes unity through uniformity. Please remember this term. But what about the state? State also promotes the unity, but it promotes unity in diversity. Right? What does it mean? That though you are diverse, India is having diversity in all the respect. We are having a diversity in what? Culture. We are having a diversity in language. We are having a diversity in region. We are having a diversity in religion. You name the diversity, we have it. But still we want you to be one without losing this diversity character. That means here, even if you are heterogeneous, then also what? You have to be one. And if you don't believe that, don't worry. We have a law. We will punish you if you don't believe in us. So the ultimate difference is what? Yes, the ultimate difference is nothing but when we talk about nation, nation also wants to promote unity, but after making the people uniform, their beliefs should be same, their trust should be same, their feeling should be same, right? But where in state says that irrespective of your feeling, irrespective of your culture, irrespective of your language, reason, still you are one. So that's why whenever we use the term state, the objective of the state is to promote unity in diversity. Objective of the nation is to promote unity through uniformity. Is it clear up to here?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. If you want to ask anything, any one of you can ask. If not, then we can promote for the next part.
Sir, the need and objective of nation is to promote unity.
Objective of nation is to promote unity through uniformity.
And need of the nation.
Need of the
Nation.
it will promote the sense
Why
of
we need a nation?
oneness, cohesiveness, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, then without state having law, nation can come into picture.
That's a possibility.
possibility.
Yeah. It is possible or it may be possible.
Okay, sir.
We'll see to it also. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Let's take it forward. Then, now the question is, there are two terms which are used interchangeably. One, some countries say that they are nation state. Some countries says that they are state nation. So, if I'll talk about my country, that is India, is India what? A nation state? Or is India a state nation? Or there is third answer also, because Indians are very good in taking the middle path. So is there any third way also we can denote India? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
For that, we have to understand one more thing. Like if we talk about possible combination, can a country be a nation as well as state? Right? Or simple, one nation, what? One state. So is there a possibility? There is a country which is a nation also and a state also? Answer is what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Countries like Japan. It is one state, no doubt about it. It's a one country, and the feeling of all the people are being Japanese only. So you can say Japan is a one nation, one state. ऐसा जापान बोलता है, हम माने या ना माने वो अलग बात है, but Japan is a sovereign country, they are saying so. Now, is there a possibility of one nation but zero state, no state? क्या ऐसी possibility है?
No, no.
Nation
Possibility तो है sir.
है.
Yes, sir.
Again, the answer is yes. Like Palestine. Palestine क्या है? They don't have a territory, they don't have a government, they don't have what? Structured government, but still the feeling of being Palestinian is what? One. So they have the nation, feeling of oneness, but they do not fulfill all the four criteria of state. समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there a possibility of no nation, zero, but a state?
Yes, sir. हो सकता है.
Hundreds
Yes,
of
sir.
countries are there which are state but not the nation.
North Korea.
Is there a possibility of two nation, one state?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Like two nation, one state means what?
Pakistan, India.
Sri Lanka. If you see Sri Lanka, right, the northern part of the Sri Lanka, Jaffna and above, and Jaffna and below, the southern part of Sri Lanka. The southern part of Sri Lanka is follower of Buddhism, Sinhalese we call them. Northern part is dominated by the Indian origin Tamilians. Sri Lanka as a state is one, but the feeling of northern Sri Lankan people and southern Sri Lankan people is very different, because southern Sri Lankan people are considered to be first class citizen. Northern Sri Lankan considered to be second class citizen because they are mostly Indian origin Tamilians. So there is a feeling of what? Two nation. But can there be a feeling of one nation, two state? Obviously. Now I can give the example of Korea. All the Koreans have the feeling of being Korean, one nation, but they are divided into North Korea and
South Korea.
South Korea, two states. Are you able to understand? So there could be n number of permutation combination depending upon the country's political setup. समझ में आ रहा है यहाँ पे? So with that regard, if we use the term nation state for India, state nation for India, or any third term. So please remember a bottom rule or a ground rule here. What is the ground rule? The term which is written at the first place. So here the first term is nation, second is state. Here the first term is state, second term is nation. Whatever the first term is written, that is called existing state of that country. I mean, the existing status of that country. So if I write here XYZ country, that XYZ is what? XYZ is a nation like Palestine, but it want to become what? State. This is what is the existing state? Let's say the XYZ. Here XYZ is what? XYZ is a state. Already it has a government, population, territory, and sovereignty. But now what it wants? It want to become nation. समझ पा रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Yes. तो जो टर्म नेशन स्टेट में पहले लिखा होता है, if nation is written first, that is the existing position of the country. The second term is the country want to achieve. So if state is written first, then that country is a state and want to become nation. If nation is written first, that country is a nation want to become state. Are you understanding? So what is
Yes,
India?
sir. State nation.
State nation.
The correct option for this is India is a state nation, because there is no doubt on India as a state. ये तो पहला आर्टिकल ही हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का कहता है, इंडिया दैट इज भारत, राइट. बट व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू अचीव, वी वांट टू बिकम नेशन. और कब से कोशिश कर रहे हैं? वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिकम नेशन फ्रॉम लास्ट 2500 BC. Now we have came to 2025 AD. How many more years will take? We don't know. It may take 100 years, it may take 1000 years, it may take 10,000 years. We don't know. Why we don't know? Because for being a nation, the first condition is that all 1.4 billion people should have
Same thing.
feeling. और वो कब आएगा हमको नहीं पता है. We don't know that. तुम लोग रो क्यों रहे हो? थक गए हो क्या?
No, sir.
Are you guys tired?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Monotonous है?
No, sir. Interactive है, sir.
समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir. Sir, when India becomes nation, what we call India is a state. That's all.
No. When state and nation will be equivalent, then we'll say India is a one nation, one state. Sorry, one state, one nation, or one nation, one state.
Okay, sir.
Right? Just like Japan.
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Okay, sir.
Sir, we can also call India as a one state and many nations.
No. That would be a wrong demarcation to India. No, because if you want to write other alternative, right? India is a state, but it's a nation in making. Because our constitution, our political leaders, everybody is trying to establish India as a nation. If you say that India with the one state and many nation, it would be a negative remark on our country. You can write it same for China. You can write it for Africa. That's fine. हमारे लिए क्या बोलना है? या तो बोलना है India is a state nation, or you must say India is a state with nation in making. We are trying our best to achieve the nationhood.
Sir, but in reality, that statement is true, no, sir. India is a state, but many nations, because we have.
Yeah, Manu, obviously, in reality, there are so many things true about government. They are corrupt, they are thieves, they are dishonest. But if you say this in interview, will they give you the job? No. So sometimes we should not speak the reality even after knowing it. And it can be better stated.
Okay, sir.
Like, for example, in India, we have cheap labor. In India, we have a cost-effective labor. Which one sounds good?
Cost effective.
And what is the meaning of both the statement? Same. You are saying the same thing, but in a little bit polite manner. Right?
Yes,
Good.
sir.
We'll learn that art as well. Good morning, Pratham. I hope it's clear up to now.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Very nice.
Yes.
So, what we have done in the today's class? We started with the basic concepts. And in basic concept, now we have covered the two terms. What are they? One is a
nation, state.
nation, another is a
State.
state. Now, what is the third thing? So as I've told you, the state have four important elements. What are they?
Government, population,
The population,
territory,
territory, and
sovereign.
sovereignty. So now let's try to understand these four terms also. So the next term we are going to take for the discussion is nothing but what is the meaning of government. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So all of you are preparing for government services?
Yes, sir.
Obviously. No doubt about it. Somebody has a doubt. We all are preparing for government services. And in the beginning only I have told you that our polity classes is going to take care of prelims, mains and interview, all the three parts. Let's say you qualified your mains, entered into the interview hall. After the greetings, the member had asked you only one question with the condition that if you can give me the answer, I'll give you the services. If you're not going to give me the answer, your interview is over. Thank you so much for coming. And the question is, since you are preparing for the government services, please define what is government. I'm asking.
The process of a decision making and the way to those decisions are implemented.
It is a process of decision making
Yes, sir.
and the way in which those decisions are implemented. Fine.
Implemented.
What is that process?
Policy
Governance.
formulation and possibly implementation.
What is that process, Aarti? Okay. No problem. Pratham, you're saying something.
Sir, policy formulation and policy implementation.
Very good. Who does that?
Government.
What is government?
Government can be defined as an entity whom the people delegate their right to take decisions.
Perfect, Vaishnavi. Government can be defined as an entity. I'm asking what is that entity?
Government.
Government. So what is government?
It formed by the social contract.
What is
Where-
formed by the social contract?
Government.
What is government?
Which has the power to make laws, implement laws.
Very nice. Which has the power?
Government.
What is government?
That's the
You are giving me every possible answer of what government does. I'm asking what is government. Forget about what it does.
Collection of people who act as collection of people who act as ruling class.
Very good, Vaishnavi. What is that collection of people?
It can be authoritarian who takes it upon themselves to take decision for others, or it can be democratic who are elected by others.
Perfect. And what is that authority?
Like sir,
What is that authority, Vaishnavi?
authority.
Government.
Need to think deeper about this.
So that is the crux, no? Yes, Neha.
Government is an entity, like it is an institution and an organization, and people will be there to manage that organization, and there will be a set of rules that we have to follow, which is nothing but the constitution.
Perfect. But these are the components of the government. My question is, what is government? Not what are the elements of government. Yeah, Diana.
So it is an institution where some group of people or elite people tries to manage the state.
What is that institution?
So it is an institution which
It is an
a sort of
institution.
rules and regulation.
I got it. What is that institution?
Has come out from the social contract.
From the social contract. What is that institution?
Government institution.
Government. And what is government?
Sir,
I'll come to you. Yes, Sneha.
Sir,
I'll come to you one by one. Wait, Aarti, wait. Sneha. You have to
So
raise hand.
part of a state.
It's a part of
because
state.
yes, because
Yeah.
state is comprising of four things. That is, so government is part of a state.
And what is government?
Sir,
Wait, Manu. I'll come to you. Ah. Okay. Pratham.
Sir, government is the working machinery of the state.
Very nice. And what is that working machinery, Pratham?
Government.
And what is the government then? ये तो वही बात हो गई ना, कहाँ रहता है? हेमंत के घर के बगल में, हेमंत कहाँ रहता है? मेरे घर के बगल में, दोनों कहाँ रहते हो? एक दूसरे के अगल बगल में हम रहते हैं.
Sir, government
just-
chosen by the
Just a second, Mohammed Shahzad. Just give me a minute. Yes, Manu.
sir, government is a body which follows the social contracts. In our
Very
case, social contract is constitution.
Excellent. What is that body?
Government.
Yeah. So what is government?
Government is a body.
And what is that body?
Government.
Government. And what is government?
आजू बाजू वाला.
Very nice. So, what is disaster management? Management of disasters. It's as simple as that, right? Yes, Shahzad, please.
sir, government chosen by people. They elect the people to making the law. That's the government making the law and rule the ruling the people.
Very nice.
Yes.
So, according to you, only elected people are the part of government?
No, sir, not elected people, part of the government.
You said?
But institution just like election commission and other part of the government institution are also the government part.
Let's say, for example, tomorrow you qualify IAS. Will you be the part of government?
Yes, sir.
So,
Because making the law.
nor you are an institution. How come you are part of government then?
When any law making, then contribution of contribution.
हमारे सोसाइटी में सेक्रेटरी साहब रहते हैं, वो भी दिन भर कुछ ना कुछ कानून बनाते रहते हैं. सुबह पानी आएगा, शाम को नहीं आएगा, इस महीने का बिल नहीं दिया. Is he a government?
No, sir, this is not government.
अरे आपने बोला ना, if somebody is authorized to make law.
When holding the power some period of time, then we can part of the government and
Okay.
working for the government and sometime the rule making and law making.
Have you heard about a body called civil society?
Yes, sir.
Is civil society a part of government?
No, civil society not part of government. It is private to manage the yours.
Civil society is the fourth pillar of the government. It is a part of government.
Okay, sir.
No issues. Well attempted, Shahzad. One thing I'm really very happy with you guys that you are actively participating. Okay? Whether our answer is correct or not, that's a different thing. In this preparation, we need to first express ourselves. We need to say something, because if you keep mum, no, there is no benefit out of it. So those people who are not asking, I request them to ask the questions. I think we have something from Aniket. Aniket ji, please.
Sir, I'll request everyone कि first raise the hand and ask the question, because sound echo हो रहा है सबका. That
So
will
please,
create a problem.
before asking the question, raise your hand and then I'll definitely give you a chance. Otherwise, directly if you unmute yourself and start speaking, no, तो recording end वाले पे problem हो रही होगी. तो class जब upload होगी, those who will see the recorded classes, no, they will have a lot of chaos actually. Perfect. ठीक है. So I appreciate your gesture for one thing, that you people are actively participating, and this is the utmost important thing we should have. क्योंकि होता क्या ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में, इट्स अ वन वे डिलीवरी, एंड द थिंग्स लाइक बस पढ़ाते रहो, सामने वाला बाद में रिकॉर्डेड देख रहा है, सुन रहा है, नहीं सुन रहा, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. यहाँ पे what we are trying our best is to give you the facility to raise your hands, ask the doubt, and not only you will do that, even I will do that. ठीक है. तो since it is the first class only, I do not want to torture you too much, otherwise ऐसा लगेगा अरे पहले क्लास में तारे दिख रहे हैं ना, तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. But before close, since we have discussed one important topic, though it is a part of basic concept only, called nation and state. है ना? Can you give me at least 5 points of difference in nation and state, or similarity? So similarities and differences, 5 points. Yes, Manu.
Sir, nation.
No. You are not supposed to speak. Can you remember 5 points?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Wait for the instruction. So what you have to do, you have to take out an assignment page. I don't know how many of you have it, but whenever you attend my classes, please do bring the assignment page. Assignment page are margin sheets which you need to bring with you. Those who don't have, please get it from the next class. Okay. It's an A4 size paper with the margin one. Make a table. Yes, Pratham, like that. Make a table. If you can show Pratham the assignment page, you just. अरे मिस्टर इंडिया दिख नहीं रहा है. हाँ ठीक है. You can see the Diana's screen or Aarti's screen, so there it's visible. ठीक है Pratham, we got it. Like that you have to arrange maybe in a day or two, right? And once you do that, because in my class you have to write all the answers, assignment, everything on this page only, right? Even the notes also. Make a table.
We will share the sample page after the class on group.
Yes, Aniket?
We will share the sample page of assignment.
We'll share the sample page. You can take the printout or download and take a printout. Multiple copies you can make, or if it's available in nearby shops, you can buy them as well. Great. Thank you so much, Aniket. So make one side nation, other side you write state, and try to write at least 5 to 7 points. At least 5 to 7 points. Only one condition. Please do not copy. The time given to you is 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you have to write 5 to 7 points. Think logically, properly, and then write. Time starts now. Okay, one request we would like to make. जब भी आप क्लास में कुछ भी लिखेंगे, whenever you are going to write any answer, any assignment, please put on your cameras, right? We want to see you whether you are writing it by your own or you are copying it. So all of you, if you are not in accessible places, then please do put on your cameras also, so that we can monitor you live, that you are writing the answers properly or the points properly. Last 2 minutes with you guys. All right. Please stop it now. Time's up. How many of you are able to write all the 5 to 6 points? Just you can comment on the chat box. है ना? ठीक है. Most of the people, I think, you are able to complete. Okay, one list we would like to make. जब भी आप class. Please mute yourself. I think somebody is on unmuted, so voice is echoing, I guess. So I think most of the people had completed. Anybody finding it difficult to write these points? तो एक क्लास में एटलीस्ट अब पॉलिटी में आपके 5 पॉइंट आ गए. एंड दिस इज आवर टारगेट दैट फॉर ऑल द टॉपिक्स वी नीड अराउंड 15 to 20 पॉइंट्स. और जैसे जैसे हम पढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे आपको चीजें समझ में आती जाएंगी. सो आई होप यू गाइज हैव अंडरस्टूड वट एवर द basic concept we have started with. I'm parking you friends with the one what we call brain twister to find out the answer for what is government. So give me the answer tomorrow, what is government, right? And then tomorrow class we'll start the discussion from government part, then the population, territory, sovereignty and so on. But I hope you got the idea that how we are going to take these classes forward. So once we complete this class, then we'll get on to the preamble, the other parts and all those things. Are you understanding? This is the first thing. Second thing, if you have any doubts, any queries, any concerns, please do feel free to reach out to us. Okay? Our complete team, Rahul sir, Aniket sir and Rishabh sir would be taking care of the things. The numbers are shared with you, or you'll get the numbers. Kahin koi dikkat aati hai, do feel free to call us. We are there to support you 24/7. It's not that if you call us, we'll not receive. If we are in the class, it might not be possible. So just text us, we'll revert it to you. Okay. Parallelly, we are moving along with our public administration optional course as well, right? That we have started on 13th of the last month, right? So probably if you are planning for your optional also, that course is also open for you. But now we are going to start with chapter 2, I guess, because one topic we have completed in that particular part. And some of our optional students are there in the class also. So they are also aware about how the process we follow. Generally, we follow the same process here also. You have to be ready for your, the writing skill development part, because ultimately any use of polity would be there only if you not only understand. Understanding is fine, but only if you are able to remember and rewrite the point, then only you'll be able to get some marks out of it. Okay? So that, what I can say, the message I would like to share with you, that whatever we're studying, do revise it back home. After revising, read it and try to remember it. If you're studying, let's say, for example, 2 hours a day, 1 hour and 30 minutes should be only for remembering the things. Remaining 30 minutes would be close all the notes, all the books, everything. Take a piece of paper like assignment paper. Try to write down the points. Let it be any subject, not only for polity, but for any subject. Because the moment you'll feel the comfort level in, writing the answers back on the paper, it will give you a different level of confidence altogether. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, what to?
Yes, Manu.
Sir, now you told you will give the notes, the handwritten notes. What to revise the notes which I have written? Or...
No, whatever you jotted down.
Yes, sir.
That is the thing. Handwritten means whatever I wrote on the slide, while writing, that will convert into PDF and share it to you, so that if you have to make a sync with the class and then things, suppose somebody has not jotted down anything, so that person can refer that just for a reference purpose.
Okay.
Okay. Just last thing before closing the session, I want you guys to get NCERT of class 11th. That is called Indian Constitution at Work. Right. So in polity, you have to just read one NCERT as of now. One more NCERT I'll give you, that is Democracy in India, 2003 edition. That will share when we'll reach to part 2 or part 3 of the Constitution, because at that time you'll understand that better. But to start with, what you have to do, you have to get one NCERT. Either you buy it, or you can download it from the ePathshala app. That's free of cost. It's available. 11th class NCERT title is Indian Constitution at Work. Why I'm requesting you? Because tomorrow onwards, I'll give you the chapter wise homework to read that chapter, and reading only would not be sufficient. reading would be coupled with writing the answers of the questions which are asked at the back end of the paper, that is chapter. So after every chapter, at the end, you'll get some question. You have to write it and submit it to us. So that assignment I want to start from tomorrow or maximum day after tomorrow. Take one day to arrange that and get the assignment papers also in place, right? And that part also you ensure. What seriously I want to tell is that tomorrow onwards, the classes should go on a very smooth scale. You should not worry for arranging these stuffs. I hope most of you have it already. If somebody doesn't have, please do arrange it latest by tomorrow. Is that clear? So I guess that's all we have from my side and our team. And we are very thankful. And thank you so much for giving us time. Thank you so much for trusting in us, showing your trust. And at the best, what we can promise is we are going to actually give you something by which 85 to 90% of accuracy can be maintained, whether it's prelims or whether it in mains or interview. Okay, so let's join hand together and make sure that at least our polity module is so beautifully taught to us, or we understand that in that manner where we should be able to score maximum. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much once again.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
great day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Manu.